All right, let me know if you guys can hear it now. I had to rejack everything back in. Does it sound a little bit better? If it doesn't sound better, let me know, because it might be something with Restream. Is it better now though? It's good now? Okay, if it's good now, let me know. All right, bet. So all I did was because like I said, I want to get into a stream and all of a sudden, you know how I am about audio. But cool, thank you guys. I can always clip that beginning stuff out. All right, so let's get restarted again. Everything that happened in the beginning is probably going to be clipped out of this. But 32.50 an hour. That's what Massachusetts is rocking with now. And if y'all guys remember some videos I did about Massachusetts, the only difference that Massachusetts put into their mix was racketeering. No other settlement, no other case against Uber and Lyft was talking about racketeering. Only the Massachusetts was talking about racketeering. And what happened? They said that in this new settlement, Uber and Lyft is going to stop paying lobbyists to go against these drivers. They're going to stop paying lobbyists because of racketeering. They knew what was going on with these politicians. There's no other settlement out there saying that they're going to stop funding initiatives against drivers. This is the only settlement that says we're not going to fund initiatives against drivers. That means we're not going to commit to racketeering against you guys and funneling politicians money just to make sure, because I think it was something like 45 million bucks they paid politicians and lobbyists to go against drivers in Massachusetts. So I'm like, this settlement is pretty. I mean, if you read through it, it's pretty good. I'm gonna read some of it right here. Let's see. Attorney General Andrea Campbell and their companies agreed on a $175 million settlement Thursday evening that ends the nearly 4-year lawsuit against Uber and Lyft, lays out a slew of new wage benefit and job protection requirements, and sidesteps the legal question at the heart of the case. And the question was like, employees or independent contractors. Uber and Lyft didn't want to call people employees. They did not. This is why they fought against going to court so bad. They didn't even want a judge to preside over the case, because it says something about the judge in here. It said Uber and Lyft will no longer face the prospect of a judge declaring that their status quo arrangement with drivers is illegal in Massachusetts, and they can continue to define their drivers as independent contractors, because Uber and Lyft knows they're treating people like employees. This is why they were scared to go to court. This is why I tell you, opt out of arbitration. Tell them to take you to court. They don't want a judge messing with them. They don't want a jury messing with them, because they know people have common sense enough to see what these two big apps are doing. They're not stupid. They see what they're doing. So when Massachusetts settlement came out, everybody's looking at this now like, oh, so Uber and Lyft scared of court. They keep settling over and over, because if they don't settle, they got to go to court again with another state. Once they go to court, precedent is set. Anybody in the legal field knows precedent is a case where a judge give their opinion, their qualified opinion, and especially if it's the Supreme Court, any court in the land can grab that case, pull that case, use the facts, and use the judgment as precedent in order to have the same their case tried in the same way and found the same way. This is why Uber and Lyft don't want to go to court. $32.50. And this is for paying, as long as you have a passenger in your car or you're driving to go pick up somebody, they got to pay you for that time, minimum. Right now, it's still to the point where if you don't got nobody in your car and you just sit in the parking lot scouting, they're not going to pay you for it. You have to be on your way to go pick up somebody, and you have to have somebody in your car in order to be paid for your time. Right now, we're only being paid for the drive once we got somebody in the car. So this settlement is major, and all the benefits involved. There's a lot of benefits involved with this. Voidable. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't seen my voidable contract video, go look at that and you'll see exactly why they had to go back retroactively and pay all that money back. These terms of services and these contracts are void. They're void. Now, if they were truly treated as independent contractors, not as employees, and people were actually contracting and not acting like employees, the settlement wouldn't be there, because Uber and Lyft could say, well, they were making their own decisions, doing their own thing. But everybody knows we're being coerced and forced to do these rides. If you don't do this, you're going to get suspended. You're going to be throttled. You're going to be put on timeout. If you do it, we're going to give you better opportunities and better benefits. This is why these apps have no foot to stand on when in front of a judge or a jury. They have to settle. And California, Prop 22, I call it welfare. Minnesota, you guys were getting chewed up for $15 an hour. When your politicians sell you out, you won't get what Massachusetts got. Massachusetts politicians stood firm. Their rideshare groups out there stood firm. They know what we're worth per hour. When Uber and Lyft says we're going to leave if we got to pay you $15 an hour. Come on, man. Come on. I'm sitting there like, how you going to tell somebody $15 an hour is too much? 15 an hour is too much. When you banking probably 80, 90 dollars an hour in profits on every driver's back, you telling them $15 an hour is too much. But yet Massachusetts, they got $32.50 an hour. When your politicians are paid for, and we know Minnesota's politicians are paid for, because what did they say? You drivers are hurting the economy because you're threatening not to do rides. They're going to leave us. You guys are those politicians were in Uber and Lyft's pockets. That's why in the Massachusetts settlement, it says we're no longer going to keep funding $45 million to politicians and lobbyists. We're not going to fund them anymore. We promised to stop funding politicians and lobbyists. The settlement said that because everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. You're paying politicians to get your way in our state. Stop it. The agreement says, okay, we'll stop it. You don't see that in California. You don't see that up in Minnesota. But we know what's going on. We're not stupid. We see what's going on. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you something. For years, these companies have underpaid their drivers and denied them basic benefits, Campbell said in a statement. Today's agreement holds Uber and Lyft accountable and provides their drivers for the very first time in Massachusetts guaranteed minimum pay, paid sick leave, occupational accident insurance, healthcare stipends. So they get occupational accident insurance. What occupational insurance is if you get hurt and you want to become a driver again. Let's say you want to become a driver again. You get to go through occupational therapy. You get paid to be at home to go through therapy. Occupational therapy is like, and actually I've met an occupational therapist. And what it is that, let's say people said, what do you want to do for a living, Jeff? I want to be a driver. Okay, we're going to look at all the methods of driving. So you need your legs to work. You need your lower back. You need your shoulders. You need your arms and everything to work right. Cool, perfect. We're going to work on all of that here in occupational therapy. That's what occupational therapy, and they're giving you insurance. If you get hurt, and if there's any reason why you can't drive, any of those main areas of you driving. Now, let's say you hurt your ear one day, walking down the hallway, you hit your ear on the wall. That's not occupational insurance. You don't really need your earlobe is kind of bleeding. You can still drive with a bloody earlobe. You're good. But when it comes to like any of your body parts hurting that you have to use for occupation, that's what occupational accident insurance is. It's almost like workers' comp. You get hurt in the act of doing something, and as you get hurt, that right there is what you need to continue working. So man, what was it? Fix App says $2 a mile or more for me to accept the ride unless I'm converting it to a private ride. Then I'll take whatever garbage they send me, a mile or less for me. Yep, exactly. Go gig it. Well, I'm accepting a $60 trip request in Massachusetts, Jeff, and send you the screenshot, and I'll make maybe $49 like they have been offering. 60 miles, $49. No, if I'm going 60 miles, I'm making at least like $90 because that's a good hour. I want $90 an hour. Like, man, there it is. The Democrat private rates are about $100 per hour. Yeah. They net that about that amount on each driver's back. They're getting us, man. They're getting us. Yeah, and like I said, and it says here, Instacart and DoorDash were also part of the coalition working to alter driver statutes in state law. So it's Uber, Lyft, Instacart, and DoorDash all working together to alter statutes in the state law to benefit the corporations and to hurt the workers. So they were all to alter driver statutes in state law and could have tried to continue to fight on their own. However, a campaign spokesperson confirmed Thursday evening that supporters no longer plan to submit a question on the November 5th ballot. So Instacart and DoorDash both are dropping out like, we don't support it. We're going to stop supporting this because they know people are standing up to the bullshit. They know people are tired of the games. They know $15 an hour. We looking up in Minnesota, looking at what they're getting like, dude, that's ridiculous. That's raggedy. $15 an hour, and they're complaining, we're going to leave. You guys ain't paying us $15 an hour. I'm like, come on, man. They Lyft forced me to download the new version of their app. Now it's very hard to do the Harriet Tubman maneuver. I still haven't downloaded any new version of anything yet. I still got all my old versions. But this is what I'm going to tell you, time to wake up. Even with the Harriet Tubman, with these little bitty baby ass surges, because that's what we use Harriet Tubman for, to trap surge. If you're converting rides, you don't need surge. Guaranteed, if this person is paying a surge, your rate is going to be much better than what this person paid. Because if you go to a concert and you're getting $8 in surge, I guarantee this person's probably paid twice as much, and all you're getting is $8. Surge is not for drivers. It's to hurt the riders. So what we got to do is come in and say, listen, I know you paid a lot for this. This is all I'm getting for this. It's $19. Oh, yeah, we paid $47 for this. I'm getting $19. That's how you're going to flip it right there. Yesterday, I was doing $55 rides, and they were paying me like what? $25, $26? They were giving me less than half, but it was only for like 6 miles. So I was going 6 miles for $25, but they was charging these people $55 to go 6 miles. Lyft Black SUV. They was ripping people off bad. Jamil was there. He was there with me. And we both sitting there looking at these rates like, holy shit. We like, man. And people were tipping. Everybody was on a corporate account. We were at an event, so everybody was on a corporate account. Otherwise, me and Jamil would have been doing a whole bunch of conversions. We didn't do conversions because everybody was like, well, we got a corporate account. Well, we already did this and we already did that. And me and Jamil walking around like, you got to be kidding me. Everybody. It was like the whole place was on corporate accounts. But I know, because when I used to work corporate, Caesars and Stratosphere and American Wagering, they used to send me to do the same thing. They'd send me to big seminars and events like the event me and Jamil was at. They send us to events and seminars, and they cover everything. So we don't have to pay for it out of our private accounts. So I understood where everybody was coming from. It was all corporate accounts paying. Same thing with Polo Tires when I was at Diamond Resorts. Same thing. They paid for me to go places. I didn't have to pay for anything. So I get it. Damn, 500 last night on 8 rides. Woo. I went to sleep last night about probably 6 p.m. I didn't get up till 3 o'clock this morning. I was like, I'm done. It's too hot out here. Okay, wait a minute. Under the settlement, Uber and Lyft must pay their drivers at least $32.50 per hour when the workers are either en route to pick up a passenger or actively transporting riders to a location. The companies are not required to pay for the time when drivers are logged into an app, but neither have a passenger in their vehicle nor are traveling to pick someone up. The wages must begin August 15th and will be adjusted annually for inflation. So by next month, these people are going to be getting that money, $32.50 an hour. And this is why Massachusetts, they had an argument in the beginning that these apps were taking money out of their economy, not paying for roads, not paying their fair share in taxes, not paying their fair share for infrastructure. What this does is it puts $32.50 in the pocket of every driver out there to return that money back to the economy of Massachusetts. Because right now, if they're paying you $14 an hour, $15 an hour, you're not getting that much money to put back into your economy. Massachusetts knows this. Uber and Lyft are extracting money out of all of our local economies, running off with it with shareholders, giving each other bonuses and shit, and our local economies are being destroyed. So we're sitting around like, unless we get state help or unless we keep converting rides, these apps are going to keep doing that. They're never going to change their ways. We have to go out and force them to change their ways. Massachusetts forced them. And it wasn't we're going to leave the state at $32.50. We're leaving. That's more than twice per hour what Minneapolis drivers were asking for. And you never heard Uber Lyft threaten to leave the state, because that threat, they tried that shit once and it didn't work. Nobody fell for it. So they're like, well, we can't do the same play twice. We can't play the same card twice. Yeah, you can't play the same card twice. What up, rideshare dilemma? So I'm sitting there like, they did this shit under the radar. They made sure they really didn't keep this in front of the media. Nobody really talked about it. Nobody really discussed it. It was all under the radar because they knew this shit was going to drop a hammer. Everybody on Prop 22 right now are pissed off. You can give them $32.50 an hour plus all of these benefits. You could really do that? Wait a minute, Minnesota. You could get these people $32.50 an hour plus benefits, and you can say that they're not going to pay for no more lobbying anymore. You could really do that? Everybody is sitting there like, wow, the Massachusetts, this was probably one of the best agreements I see. We'll wait to see what happens, because you see what happened in California when they raised the minimum wage to $20 an hour and all these restaurants started going out of business because they just said, we can't afford it. We wonder what Uber and Lyft is going to say. Are they going to pass this cost on to riders? Or are they going to just say, hey, we're not going to give you guys any more surge, give you guys any more quests, any more bonuses. We're just going to make sure you're making $32.50 an hour. That's the best we can do. So we got to wait and see how this is going to play out, because a lot of people thought Prop 22 was going to play out good and everybody was happy about it. Found out that little welfare check wasn't good enough. People still struggling and suffering with that shit. $32.50 an hour. I don't know, man. That's basically 50 cents a minute, a little more than 50 cents a minute for a whole hour. But you have to have somebody in your car and you have to be driving to the person. That's the caveat. Because if they say for that hour, Jeff sat in the parking lot, and I say, well, I never got a ping. Well, we don't owe you $32.50 for that hour because you didn't drive. You didn't have somebody in your car and you weren't on your way to pick somebody up. So we don't owe you $32.50 for that hour. Throttling, suspending your account, doing like they do in New York. You can't drive right now. You can't go online right now. Uber and Lyft said, the TLC says you can't go online right now. We see that shit happening all the time. So they have a way that they can get around that $32.50. Just do that like they're doing people in New York. Just don't let them go online. Freeze them. They try to go online. Sorry, you can't go online right now. Go try driving in another city. Go drive in another state somewhere. We see them doing that right now. So the only way you're getting $32.50 minimum, and that's active hours, $32.50 active hours, is if you have somebody in your car or if you're on your way to pick up somebody. They can just throttle you. That's it. Give you one ride per hour. They give you one ride per hour and make you sit for the rest of the hour. And they're going to say, well, if you calculate that one ride you got that hour, if you expanded it to an hour, you'd be like, but I'm really making $16 an hour, 17. You gave me one ride this hour for $17. Yeah, and it was for 30 minutes though. So if it was active time, it's actually $34 an hour active time if you multiply by 2. So we're really still above the $32.50 mark. So all I got to do is give you one ride an hour for $16, $17 an hour and then throttle you for the rest of the hour. So you're just sitting around all day. At the end of the day, you've done 12 rides and you sitting there, you get timed out. And I'm like, man, they got ways around this. Oh, thank you for the super chat, rideshare dilemma. I did my first private ride last night. Uber was trying to pay me $12. The guy paid me $25. Now we contracting. You had avoidable contract. You rolled up to the dude. You was like, hey, man, I ordered ham and eggs and you brought me steak and eggs. This $12.50 is ham and eggs and I ordered steak and eggs. Guess what? That's avoidable contract. You decide to rewrite a contract on the spot. So you rewrote the contract on the spot and guess what? Bam, $25. I'll take that. And I'm telling man, it's so much more in this article. I'm gonna see some if I can find a little bit more to read, y'all, because y'all know me. We can all go and find this article and read it. I wanted to make sure I was reading it for the people out there driving, just to let them know the gist of it. I'm not reading this entire article because it's way too much. But it says the rate is considerably higher than in some other states. In New York, drivers outside New York can earn at least $26 per hour for the time between accepting a trip and completing a ride, the same range of time that will be compensated in Massachusetts. Drivers here will also begin to accrue up to 40 hours per year of paid sick leave, provided at a rate of $20 per hour. And Uber and Lyft agreed to obtain occupational accident insurance for drivers. So Uber and Lyft is now agreeing to obtain occupational accident insurance for drivers. Get ready to see some more charges come out. There are going to be more fees on your shit. There's going to be some more fees on your shit. Say, Jeff, stop reading the news. I know. Exactly. Like I said, it's a lot of shit to read. And I know people can read. So I'm looking at this like, I don't want to do it. But I had to do it for the people out there driving right now and can't look at the screen. And it says, I'm going to read another little part that I thought was pretty interesting. It says Uber will pay Massachusetts $148 million and Lyft will pay the state $27 million, most of which will flow to current and former drivers as restitution. Restitution is when you've done something illegal. You can't pay restitution if you haven't done anything illegal. A void contract is a contract that's done under illegal circumstances. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at my voidable contract video. You have to have something illegal in the contract in order for that contract to be void. If that contract is illegal, then you get restitution for it because a crime was done. You don't get restitution unless there was a crime done. Crime is illegal. So when I made my voidable contracts video, I was prepping y'all and setting y'all up to be educated about what's really going on in these damn contracts with Uber and Lyft. So they got $148 million for Uber, $27 million for Lyft restitution. That means these contracts were void. People were driving for the last 4 years on void contracts. We're all driving on a void contract right now. There's so much illegal shit in these contracts, but it's going to take a judge. They don't want a judge. So they paid all of this money just so a judge wouldn't say, This is illegal. This is the court's opinion. And now we can use this as precedent. They settled before it became precedent. And that's going to make each state try them individually with no precedent. And it says Campbell officer said it would announce details about who qualifies for the payments and how to apply for it in the upcoming weeks. So if I can get information for the Massachusetts plan, I mean, I know we got, Ron is out there. Go get Ron. He's out there, I think. But if we can find out how to apply for it and who actually qualifies for it, I will be making a video about that, because we got to get drivers their money. A lot of people didn't make, videos on how, New York people can apply and get qualified. Nobody made a video about it. It kind of went right up under the water, and people's like, well, how do we get our money? We're going to find out how you qualify and how to get your money, and we're going to do it. And it says labor leaders celebrated the agreement. In a statement provided by Campbell's office, Massachusetts President Chrissy Lynn declared Uber and Lyft's free ride is over. Uber and Lyft's free ride is over. I told you, they've been getting profits on our backs for a long time. They've been fucking us over for a long. And these people right here, these are politicians. These are attorneys. These are legal people saying the same shit we say on this channel, because on this channel, we stay ahead of the curve. So for everybody that was talking shit about all the videos I made about Massachusetts, about racketeering, about Uber and Lyft doing void contracts and all the people talking shit, these are highly intelligent people in this article, highly intelligent. When I say I'm making videos for the intelligent, this is who I'm talking about, highly intelligent, celebrating Uber and Lyft's free ride is finally over. Yet you got a whole bunch of drivers out there who jump their ass through my comments. Uber and Lyft ain't doing nothing wrong. Y'all agreed to the contract. Y'all got to do it. Y'all the ones who wanted to do it. So you got to do it because you agreed to do it. These are idiots. My videos are not for those type of people. They're idiots. When you have a void contract that's going back 4 years deep and they say, hey, man, this contract is void. It's illegal. All the shit y'all doing is illegal. And they go, oh, you know what? Yeah, we are. This is illegal. What up, AP? This is illegal. This is illegal. Let us do something different. We'll pay you a settlement, and then we'll bump the salary, and we'll stop funding lobbyists, and we'll stop funding politicians. We'll do that because these contracts are void. So for all the idiots that bounce to this channel, and I'll pin their comments at the top because they're that stupid. To me, when I see stupidity, I pin it at the top so we can see exactly the idiots that are out there in our market. Oh, Uber and Lyft ain't doing nothing wrong. When you agree to doing it, you got to do it. I'm like, what? Yeah, if you agree to the terms of service, that means you got to do the terms of service. Bruh, terms of service are void or voidable when they're illegal. When there's something that can't be done, that you can't do it, it makes it void. Why do you think settlements are happening? Why do you think they're going back in court all the time? But you got idiots out there. One dude hit me up this morning. I've been in the game for 18 years. It's like you repeated the 9th grade 18 fucking times. Are you that stupid? You repeated the 9th grade 18 fucking times. The dude's name is Kev. He's in my comments. I'll repeat it. I've been in this game for 18 years. And I'm like, so you repeated the 9th grade 18 fucking times. You never looked up contract law to realize what a void contract was, what a voidable contract was, what an illegal contract is, what restitution is. You never looked that shit up. I'm like, man, it's crazy. Rideshare Rodeo, hold up. Rodeo, hey, can you come on right now? Can you, if you don't got no time, I get it. But I finally caught you though. If you can come on, I want to have you on. Rideshare Rodeo. Now this guy's deep. This guy's pretty deep. Y'all think I get deep? This guy gets deep. So if you can come on, man, I'm gonna bring you on right now. But if you say, man, I'm out driving, I ain't got time for that shit, then I get it. But this is like I said, this is like a breaking news live stream. Like I was eating breakfast when I was getting this shit. And usually I'm like, I got to go work on a transmission today. So I got to go do some transmission work for somebody else just to kind of diagnose it to see if I'm going to yank that transmission out and put a new one in. But okay, cool. You're in a curry? Bet. All right, take your time, brother. No rush. You know how we do around here. Man. Bro, you have to say it in the Kevin voice as these nuts news commentary. Yeah, this is these nuts. Exactly. You're going to pay me. That's what Massachusetts said to everybody. You're going to pay me. So this was a really good article. I mean, it was a really deep, really good article. And I appreciate it. You know, Dems Dallas for waking up and sending me this. It hadn't hit my news yet. And let me see something right here. I just saw something good on here too, because I want to read y'all a few of these things. It says this agreement is an example of what independent, flexible work with dignity should look like in the 21st century. We're thrilled to see more policymakers supporting portable benefits and innovative frameworks to improve independent work, Uber Chief Legal Officer Tony West said in a blog. So if Tony West is saying this agreement is an example of what independent, flexible work with dignity should look like in the 21st century, Tony West said that. So why don't all states have $32.50 an hour? Why don't all states have benefit? If Tony West in this article says this agreement is an example of what independent, flexible work with dignity should look like, why are they trying to run from Minneapolis at $15 an hour? This is a Tony West quote I just read you. This is Tony West. In taking this opportunity, we've resolved historical liabilities by constructing a new operating model that balances both flexibility and benefits. This allows Uber in Massachusetts to move forward in a way that reflects what drivers want and demonstrates to other states what's possible to achieve. Everything I just read you was Tony West. Everything I just read you was Tony's West. So if Tony West is agreeing what we say on this fucking channel, that we deserve more money, we deserve benefits, we deserve to retain our flexibility and our choice in whether accepting, declining, canceling. Tony West is saying this shit. This is the article. I'm not making this shit up. Tony West is saying this. So if I say the same things on my channel that the head of Uber Legal says, and I ain't nothing but an LSAT participant, motherfucker, I took the LSAT, but I'm saying the same shit. The chief legal officer who used to be a Justice Department, the head of the civil division, we saying the same shit. I just took the LSAT. So how the fuck I take the LSAT and I've been saying this shit for the longest? He's taking a short bus. How the fuck Tony West on a short bus? How is Tony West on a short bus? And you see a lot of people out there, oh man, Uber shouldn't be doing that. And you guys agreed to it and you got to do what Uber tells you what to do. You guys are employees and that's your boss and you can't do anything other than that. And taking this opportunity, this is Tony West. We've resolved historical liabilities by constructing a new operating model that balances both flexibilities and benefits. A new operating model. Did Tony West not say that? We've been operating on a model based on the term of service. These terms of services from void contracts. He simply said, resolved historical liability. A contract has to have assets, liabilities, and some owner's equity involved. Who's getting the benefit out of that? So when I'm reading this shit, I'm reading it from Tony's perspective, which sounds eerily like the shit I've been saying. We deserve flexibility. We don't get no benefits. All of this money we're making for all of these people, we ain't getting none of it to put back into our economy. Tony West is saying the same. This guy is the head of Uber Legal. How am I, Mike Drock Barbecue, and all of y'all who agree and make the same remarks on videos? How are we all in coordinate? We conjunct with each other. We all saying the same shit. Then you got the pigeons flying in the channel every once in a while. They don't have to pay y'all more than what you guys take, and you guys are idiots. You signed a contract. Tony West agrees with the 300. Tony West agrees with the 300. He's saying we finally resolved an issue, an historical problem we've had. We're paying people more. We're giving these people actual benefits. We're letting them put money back into their economy if they're low. We have figured it out. Tony West said that shit. We say it on the 300 all the time. Nobody else say it like we say it. We always ahead of the curve. So when I'm talking about Massachusetts, when I talk about void and voidable contracts, then you see settlements like this popping up. Ask yourself, ain't this the shit we've been talking about? Ain't this what we've been talking about? But you don't see nobody on my channel. You don't see nobody, massive like Dara, David. They don't come on my channel. You know why? Because we way too fucking smart over here. We already on Tony West level. Dara, he ain't no Tony West. Dara will never be the lead, the director of the Justice Department Civil Division. He's not that intelligent. David Risher will never be the chief officer or director of the Justice Department Civil Division because he's not that fucking smart. If I'm going to talk to somebody, I'm talking to Tony West. I want to talk to the smart motherfucker in the room. I don't want to talk to them two idiots. CEOs ain't nothing but faces of a company. They're the people who take the fall. That's it. You always get rid of CEOs left and right. You rarely get rid of legal. You get rid of CEOs. That's who I want to talk to. The one with the brains in the room, not the two idiots smiling in the camera. I like David Risher's smile. He looks like a nice guy. Look at David Risher. He looks so nice. He's smiling. He's so happy all the time. Man, fuck him. I don't want to talk to him. It's like, I want to talk to the one who knows what's really going on with liabilities, owner equities, assets, economies. That's who I want to talk to, that person. So no, I never interview a CEO. Now, I'll interview like the CEO of Hum because he's bringing something that we've all been asking for. And he's like, I'm coming to the table to bring what you've been asking for. And I allow people to speak directly to the CEO, asking the CEO questions because I represent the chat. So when I had the CEO, Chris Cobb of Hum on here, I let everybody talk directly to him. When we see CEOs on other channels, we don't speak to that motherfucker because they can't answer real questions. They cannot answer what we really want to know. They can't answer that. So when I'm speaking to people, I want to know who's making the decisions around here. Tony West makes all the decisions at Uber. He's legal. He makes all the decisions. But yet the CEOs of Uber and Lyft, they don't make the decisions. They just say, okay, yeah, let's do that. People bring them information. I know because I was in corporate. People will bring the CEO information and make a pitch as if the CEO is the judge in court. You got people who are for it, people who are against it, and the CEO say, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. They're stupid. They don't know shit. Most CEOs don't know shit. So when I met Chris Cobb, a CEO who's actually involved in rideshare, he's out in the parking lots with us. He's talking to drivers every day in the heat and shit like that. Those are the kind of people I want to talk to. If you ain't out in the parking lot with us, no, I'm not dealing with y'all. I don't know who it is calling me. Decline. I even decline phone calls, motherfucker. That red button on my phone is my favorite button. That motherfucker be like, decline. Shit, I don't take phone calls. Text me. Yeah, man. Wait, rideshare rodeo's in there. CEOs are simply mouthpieces. Exactly. And I'm like, and I sit there and tell people all the time, if we're going to sit up there and allow somebody to stand for us and speak for us, it better be somebody who can empathize with us, who can see from us. Because when you sitting there telling people in Minnesota, you guys don't deserve $15 an hour, that shit cracked me up. When you tell somebody in New York, we just gave you guys a 9% raise, 9%. Shouldn't it be like 100% raise? Because if we're only getting $9, 100% of $9 will be another $9. Now we're getting $18 an hour. So to tell me I'm going from a $9 gain, you add 9 cents to that, that's 81 cents. I went from $9 to $9.81. 9% ain't shit. I went from $9 to $9.81. I want to go from 9 to 18. I need 100% flip. Flip that shit. Give me 100% raise. When you look at Massachusetts, if they were making $16 an hour, they got 100% raise. They're up to 32 now. If they were making $17 an hour, they got about a 95% raise. They didn't get no 5%, 10%, 9% shit. They went 100%. If we gonna do it, let's do it. We all in, all money in. We throwing that shit on the table. Like Nipsey say, all money in. We throwing it in. And Massachusetts went all in. They said, if y'all don't play the game right, guess what? We can get racketeering on you motherfuckers. We speak around here in Massachusetts. We know where y'all putting this money to. You got to stop paying lobbyists. Oh, you know about that? Oh, yeah, we know about that. I seen Jenny roll up in that nice ass motherfucking BMW i8. Jenny don't make no money like that. Jenny make $80,000 a year. How does Jenny got a BMW i8? Y'all paying that lady to keep our laws against drivers. We know what lobbying look like. Lobbying look like nice ass cars in your driveway. Lobbying look like big ass beach houses that you really can't afford. Lobbying look like trips and you posting that shit on Facebook. You over in Italy and Greece and shit kicking back on a $70,000 a year salary. We know what lobbying looks like. We know who you paying. We know what racketeering look like. So unless you want us to bust this shit wide open in court and have all you motherfuckers on documents, just like Fannie Willis. What happened to Fannie? She got her ass up in court. She started running her fucking mouth. Oh, yeah, I got money like that. I could take trips. I could do that. Where you get that from, Fannie? Oh, I took it out of my campaign funds and threw it in my safe. Yeah, your ass about to get investigated. That was the dumbest shit you could have ever said. It was like you sat on the stand and said, oh, yeah, I took all that money from my campaign. I just put it in my safe. I keep it in cash. Do you know what the fuck you saying, Fannie? You under oath right now. Even if you said, okay, I was lying, now you got perjury now. Some of these politicians are some of the dumbest people. They think like rocks. They don't even think ahead. If you're in politics, if you're in legal, you need to know your chess moves before you even walk into the game. Know your chess moves a year before you make that move. Know your chess moves 2 years before you make that move. I'm doing shit today as a chess move that I know will affect me in 2 years from now. This ain't checkers. You don't just walk up and start king me jumping around and moving shit like a little 5-year-old kid. No, you got to think a year ahead, 2 years ahead. This whole case was 4 years in the making. 4 years in the making. And Uber got scared and said, oh shit, we better just settle. We ain't going to, I don't want to be in front of a judge with this. There's way too many truth out there on the internet. Way too much truth. Way too many drivers showing us fucking with him. Way too many drivers doing that. We can't do that. There it is. 60 of the 100 largest corporations in the U.S. paid zero taxes on their profits in 2022. Well, the reason why they didn't pay any taxes on their profits, you have to look at when that company started. They have this thing called roll forward. What roll forward means is I can have profits this year of $100 million profits, $100 million profits. But if I have $100 million and 1 cent in losses, guess what? I'm still 1 penny under a profit in reality because I got to roll that shit forward. So $1 million in profits don't mean shit. Look at the roll forward losses. You have $1 million and 1 penny in losses to carry forward. That means you have a 1 cent loss in reality. You only lost a penny this year. That's really what you lost is 1 penny. You lost a penny. So always look at when did this company start? Let me see their roll forward loss. Look at the financial statement. It'll show their roll forward loss. Read the statements. Whenever you look at somebody's financials, look at the roll forward statements, and they tell you how much of a loss they're rolling forward to prevent them from paying taxes. That's why I laugh in comments when I see people, well, you doing cash rides, you got to pay taxes on that cash. Do you know what my losses are? If you're not a tax accountant, don't fucking talk to me. Do you know what my losses are? No, but I know you got $100 from that dude. You owe taxes on that $100. Do you know my losses? You don't know if I owe on that 100 or not. So unless you're a tax accountant, unless you know business, you really can't say shit to me because I know the game already. Even Trump said that shit. He was like, hey, I know the game because I use the game. Shit. Everybody's like, Trump, you don't pay taxes because I know the game. I use the game. 60 of the 100 largest corporations know the game. They use the game. Create losses. It's a fucking chess move. Create as many losses as you can because when you really start making money, you ain't got to pay a dime in taxes because you done generated you done bought 4 cars, 5 cars, you done bought this, you done bought tools, you done bought equipment, you done bought clothes, you done bought hats, you done tanked so much money in the capital expenditures. You got a huge pot of losses that you can offset anything. You can make as much money as you want to make. And when somebody go, hey man, you owe taxes on that $20,000 profit you just made. Actually, I got $80,000 in losses I'm trying to wipe out. I'm carrying that shit forward. Oh, sorry about that, sir. Yeah, you are sorry about that, motherfucker. I know the game. Don't play with me. I got $80,000 sitting back here protecting my ass. It's a whole chunk of 80 grand of losses. I can make as much money as I want to make. I don't know shit. Know the game, man. It's a chess move. It's a chess move. And it's a lot of motherfuckers out there playing checkers. A lot of drivers still playing checkers. And I use this channel to try to help educate people on the truth, on the game, on how things are set up from a business standpoint, not an employee standpoint. When you're an employee, the first thing you think about is, well, if I get paid $75,000 a year, then that's going to be on my taxes. And my boss wrote me $75,000 in checks because you're not a business. Now, when you start doing business, shit's a little different. You get write-offs all over the place. You can go down the street, buy McDonald's and write that shit off as long as you're talking business. You can buy a pair of shoestrings and write that shit off. Business is way different. But I'm glad, we got a chance to talk about this Minneapolis, this whole settlement. Because it's making a lot of states look stupid right now. Even Arizona, it makes Arizona look stupid. Arizona should be stepping up to the plate right now going down. So Massachusetts did that. You know how much money Uber and Lyft are taking out of Arizona right now with every event we have? Tonight, we got the big soccer stuff going on. That's why I slept yesterday. I didn't even work yesterday. They had the Tim McGraw concert downtown. I don't know if anybody worked it or not. I was supposed to work it, but I thought, wait a minute, tomorrow night's the soccer thing. Let me go work the soccer thing. Hold up. Let me go. I'm going to do that tomorrow night. I'm going to take the night off so I can work tomorrow night. But Arizona knows that Uber and Lyft is taking all this money out of our economy. Every time we have a big event, Uber and Lyft here. Hey, we got drivers out there. No, motherfucker, you don't have drivers. We're independent contractors. We're not yours. You don't own us. So what we're going to do is we're going to independently contract with everybody that comes to my car. And when they come to my car, they know you pay me, that money stays here in Arizona because I'm not leaving Arizona with this money. I'm going to spend it in Arizona with the people in Arizona. Thank you for visiting Arizona. This is Arizona's money. This ain't Uber and Lyft's money. But that's how they wanted to be. And I'm glad Massachusetts stepped up and said, wait a minute, you guys are taking enough money out of Massachusetts. You got to put some back in. We need settlements. We need increases. We need the money in Massachusetts to stay in Massachusetts. We need the money in Arizona to stay in Arizona. Tired of these apps using their technology to extract the wealth out of our state and leaving our state dilapidated. The only people truly taking care of the economy in this state are the W-2 workers in this state, the contractors in this state who are using apps like DoorDash, Instacart. Our money is not helping the state. They're taking our money. When you get a $40 trip, you only get $19 of it, but yet your 1099 says 40, like you made 40. You didn't make 40. You made 19, but the app's going to lie to you to make you think you made, or make the government think you made 40. You only made 19. And they're going to stack your shit with all fees. And they're going to say, we didn't make any money. Jeff's the earner. Jeff's the earner. So he got the earnings. We didn't have any earnings. These are all fees on him. This is how they get away with the shit. This is how they get away with the shit. Oh, man. Thank you, Bears. You got the best plan out there in the gig tube sphere, man. And this is what I say about that. Real shit. I say this about that. And I hope other, content creators see what Bear just said. You got the best plan out there in the gig tube sphere. I didn't say that, but I feel that. I don't have to say it because I feel it. If I want to educate people, not just go out and boast and brag, look at my weekly pay, look at how much profit I make over y'all, look at how I'm fucking with y'all, but I'm not doing anything for the people out there who's doing the same thing I'm doing. My job is to educate, to get people to see the true value in who they are, to not let these people walk over our states, our city, our local economies. That's my job in the gig sphere. The rest of these motherfuckers do whatever they want to do. But when you look back in time and you see the gimmicks, you see the bullshit, you see they ain't do nothing but, pop their collar in front of everybody's face. Oh, yeah. I'm the motherfucker that make a whole lot a week. I make a whole lot a week. I do this every week. But are you helping your local economy? Are you helping the people around you? What are you really doing? I'll inspire. I'll motivate. I decide that. Well, you think wearing a big ass gold chain is motivation? You think driving a car on 30-inch rims is motivation? Motivation is when you give somebody information. You give somebody information and it makes them more powerful. They can now walk onto the battlefield and not be scared no more. You know how many motherfuckers used to be scared to decline a ride? Do you know how many people were scared until I put that Uber legal video on my channel saying you can decline a ride all you want and it not even affect your status? I put that shit on my channel and people were still in the comments. You can't decline. You're going to get deactivated if your AR fall too low. When you give people information, you give them courage. That was my job. I wanted to give people the courage to say, listen, you ain't playing me for this shit. You're not playing me for that. I'm not taking that right. Decline. Is it Jeff, you got a locals account? It goes with your theme of local economy. Just check it out sometime. Okay, I'm gonna see what a locals account is. I'll look it up. And that's what we do. We let people know you now have the power, the information to understand what a void contract is, avoidable contract is, undue duress, undue influence, or just duress and undue influence. You know now what all of these things are. This is all information to help you as an individual, as a business person, stand up and have a spine, not roll over and take $2-3 fucking trips because I got to, because I signed the TOS. I've been doing this for 18 years. You got to sign. If you sign the TOS, you got to do it, Jeff. You don't know what you talking. I've been doing it for 8. So you repeated the fucking 9th grade for 18 years is basically what you're telling me. You never elevated your intelligence. You never looked deep into something to see what am I doing wrong? Yet you got motherfuckers in court helping you get more money because you too stupid for 18 years to look into shit and to keep doing the same shit. And you got people in court fighting for you, saying these people don't know. They're ignorant. They don't know. We got people like this Kev guy in Jeff's comments who are ignorant. He don't know that he deserves more money. He don't know he got back pay coming. He don't know you've been playing him. He's been doing this for 18 years. He don't know. I know the shit because I know law. I studied law. I wanted to become an attorney. So I listen to attorneys because I'm still interested in law. Just because I didn't become an attorney don't mean I'm not interested in law. It's like saying because I didn't become a mechanic, I'm not interested in working on cars. No, I didn't go to SEA school, whatever the fuck it is, SAE school. I didn't do all that shit. I didn't go to welding school. I went and bought all my own shit and started in my garage. Just because I'm not certified, not doing something don't mean I'm not interested into it. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in law. I'm interested in seeing how people are being played and how people can get stronger. I'm interested in that. And a lot of people are not. They're not. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Jonathan, my man, hey, blessings from New York City. I have a huge respect for you putting me on to all this. Uber be taking 45% on 200 plus trips on Uber XL. Hey, Jonathan, this is what you doing at. You tell these people, hey, I don't know how much y'all paid. I'm only getting like fucking $87 on this. So if you guys want to do a deal where, this trip will be worth it to me, we could do this, Square, Cash App, Cash. Oh, well, shit, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I'll do it for 175. Well, shit, we just paid 220. 175 to you, 175 to me. Here you go, 175. That's how you handle that shit. And I tell motherfuckers, these are voidable contracts. They're voidable. How are they voidable contracts? Because Massachusetts just showed you this shit was all void for the last 4 years. This shit was all void. If it was not void, they would not have been found guilty or even felt enough guilt to settle to the point where they had to pay restitution. They know what they're doing. They think you don't know what they're doing. That's why channels like me exist. Because when I bring that shit to the forefront, I ain't scared. A lot of motherfucking channels scared to talk. I'm not scared because I know what's real. I know what's real. Just because I got an accounting degree and I didn't pass the bar don't mean shit. I never took the bar. I might have passed the shit without law school for all I know. You never know. There's a 0.0000001% chance that I could have took the bar and passed it the first time without even going to law school. The chances is like motherfucker Jim Carrey. So you're saying there's a chance. 1 in 1 millionth chance of you. Damn, so you saying that there's a chance. Might have to take that motherfucker 1 million times to pass it, but hey, it's a chance. Man. So Jeff might not be the best entertainer in the sun, but if you want clowns to make you laugh while gig apps grape you, exactly. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And I'm trying to get people out there to make money the right way, to get these apps to stand up and realize if you don't pay us, we're going to take our money. You don't think the decision had a lot to do with people's ability to know that these contracts are void and voidable and that we can go out there and make money as independent contractors. We're not their employees. Their terms of services are void and voidable. The court, or not the court, but this case, because they never went to a judge. They just said it. We owe you guys for the last 4 years of this shit being illegal. You can't have an illegal contract enforced. You can't deactivate somebody because of a contract that's illegal anyway. Anybody got deactivated during that whole time frame probably has a case. You deactivated me because of an illegal contract. You told me this, but on June the 28th, 2024, you admitted these contracts were all void and you deactivated me 3 years ago. I deserve payment. I'd still be on your app making money right now had you not deactivated me 3 years ago. There's a possibility that these people who got deactivated probably do have a case against somebody who tried to enforce a void contract, claiming this contract was legit and legal when it really wasn't. Man, people don't know, man. They don't know, man. Is it anybody else out there on the app sitting there listening to Jeff? Tuck, what's good? What's good? Long time no see. You back in the mix. But and that's why I try to educate people, man, because there's so much more to this app than just hitting go online and taking the shit that's in front of you. There's so much more to this business, way more to this business. You've got to be like a business savvy person that understands profit. You understand risk. You understand liability. You understand repairs of your car. There's a lot you got to understand to be in the business of rideshare, because this shit will chew you up, spit you out, and these motherfuckers getting multi-million-dollar bonuses on your back to the point where we got to have states fighting for us because the economy is dwindling because of these apps that we're logging on to every day. That's the problem. Exactly. Congrats to Massachusetts community drivers, man. They finally got it. Look at Melly Mel segment of Mic Drop brought to you by, sponsored by these nuts. And it's like, this is the thing. If people are out there and they don't realize that, you've got intellectual help, you don't have to be sitting there by yourself because you live in a community of drivers who's always trying to put you down. Because you got to understand, when I was in a BMW, when I was in a Jeep, it was kind of, people in the Jeep didn't like me in the Jeep because they were jealous that I had a Jeep. People was like, oh, we got a Jeep ride. It's fun. I'm like, don't be jealous. It ain't shit but a Jeep, dog. Just let your personality sell. I know people who don't even have a Jeep. People who got Hyundai Elantras who make more in tips than I make. I know people in way smaller cars that make more tips than I make because it's your personality that does it. Don't worry about the car. Then I get the Beamer. Oh, this and it. Did what I did in the Beamer. Then I get the truck. And now I got black drivers hating on me because I got a black truck. Oh, man, this, that, and you don't understand shit. You don't know shit. Motherfucker, you have the ability. If you have a YouTube name and you telling me as a YouTuber that I don't know shit, the fuck you been doing for years sitting on YouTube with a black truck, not educating nobody. This is what I mean by haters out there. Motherfuckers that got a truck, they got a YouTube channel, they got like 6 followers, but they go around on other people's channels talking about we don't know shit. You never put nothing on YouTube to teach nobody nothing. You sat around trying to be arrogant to everybody. Oh, I got a black truck. I'm the shit. I'm this, I'm that. I'm above everybody. I do better than everybody. I make more than everybody. But you ain't teaching nobody. Somebody like me who don't really know that much about black trucks or whatever, but I do know a lot about business and contract law. I come skipping along, try to educate people to make drivers feel, well, what else do you do for a living, Jeff? This is it. Damn, how do you afford all of this shit and all you do is drive? Don't worry about it. Apparently, I'm smart enough to do it. So it's like, we bring that shit to the table. Oh, thank you, DDS Delivery. Thanks, Jeff, for really caring about the community. I hate when people say if we're using the apps, we can't call out their shady tactics. Exactly. And then especially, like I said, we're in the upper tiers now. When I drive on the upper tiers sometimes, these motherfuckers are the worst haters. They're the worst haters. Instead of trying to educate the community and try to tell people and inspire people to say, hey, man, this is what you need to do if you want to make some really good money with the car you got. This is what you can do. Convert that ride, $11, turn that motherfucker into a 20. I don't got no black SUV. You don't need no black SUV. All you need is a brain and a mouthpiece. You tell this person in the seat behind you, hey, man, I'm only getting $11 for this ride. Normally I do this for 20. Oh, well, should I pay 24 for it? Tell you what, give me 20 and we'll call it good. You don't need no black SUV. You need to understand how this shit works. These are void and voidable contracts. Massachusetts just clearly pointed that out. New York even pointed that out when they had their big settlement and said it goes all the way back from 2014 to 17. So from 14 to 17, you telling me that contract was illegal? That contract was illegal. Then it was a void contract. From 14 to 17, that was a void contract. Anybody got deactivated during a void contract period for not following the terms of service in those illegal contracts should be reinstated with back pay. Don't let me be the fucking attorney, because that's what I'm coming with. All these drivers going to be like, bruh, man, I had a car repair for $6,000. Man, I had rent due with this. Jeff, I don't know what the hell you said in court, but I just got a $46,000 check. One less person I got to worry about now. One less family I got to worry about being homeless. One less, mom and dad who got to tell their kids, well, you got to pack all your stuff up in the box. That's one less person you got to worry about. But yet we got these raggedy motherfuckers with YouTube channels out here. All they worried about is trying to look good. Oh, my truck is the shit. Your truck ain't shit. My truck better than yours, newer than yours. Tires look better than yours. That's all they give a shit about. That's all they care about. When you learn that all this shit don't mean nothing, I could drive down the street right now, somebody smashing in that truck. Total it. Guess what? I'm still here. I'm still valuable as who I am without that truck. I'm still valuable without that BMW, without that Jeep. I'm still me. When you have a level of intrinsic value, when you show value to a community, you can't surround yourself with shit to make you look valuable. I can stand here with absolutely nothing except this microphone, and somebody's going to find value in the shit I say. Somebody's going to find value in the existence I have. That's the level of life you want to be on. But to go around and pump and promote yourself, oh, I'm better than this, I'm better than that, I'm like, man, can't do it. This is Mom, I can't talk. I'm on Pedro's live stream. Quote from Kevin. No. So, Uber is back with BS prices lower than usual. Man. That's what it is. I'm still in plantation. Unfortunately, before Jeff, I was not aware of doing any conversion. Still learning to, when my time comes to convert, I'll have the knowledge from acquiring knowledge. And that's the thing, Bear. We're all still technically on this plantation they've created. But it's up to us to slowly walk off. Like I said, in my membership group, me and rideshare Lisa this morning was talking about something. Me and rideshare Lisa was going back and forth about something I came up with. I'm not going to bring it out on here because it's in the membership group we're talking about, and we discussed it in the Discord group. We'll eventually bring it to the big group, but first we got to see if it works. I don't want to bring shit to the big group until after I've already did my scientific test on it. Once I've done my science on it, once I've tested it, once I've seen that it works, I'll bring it to the big group. But for now, we leave all that shit in the membership group. We don't bring it out here yet. And if that works, trust me, it's only going to help people get off the plantation even further with delivery, with catering, with driving. It's only going to help people get off that plantation further. A lot of us are still on it. Don't feel bad about it. It's what we've allowed our politicians to do to us. They allowed us to be here. What up, Connie? And it's like we've allowed them to put us at this level to where we're reliant on an industry that they use their tech to infiltrate. Taxis had to deal with this shit too. Taxis had to deal with it. When they use this tech to infiltrate, taxi drivers like, what the fuck is this new technology? Oh, it's just taking anybody. If you look at the movie The Matrix, I think it's Matrix 3 or 4. Whenever an agent is not close to somebody, what happens? The agent, a normal person driving a truck, morphs into an agent. Look at The Matrix. Somebody will be driving down the street. They'll morph into an agent. Somebody be walking down the street. They'll morph into an agent and start shooting. That's all Uber and Lyft did. They took their technology and they morphed all of us into taxi drivers instantly. You see taxi drivers driving down the street. Look over at a car next to them. That car instantly becomes a taxi driver. Lyft and Uber. Now they're picking up the people they were supposed to pick up. Taxi drivers got pissed off. Look at the matrix. That's all the apps are doing. They're using tech to morph all of us into their little minions. And when we fight that minion energy back, when we become Neo, when we become Trinity, when we become Morpheus, when we start fighting that shit back and saying, I'm not morphing into what you're trying to make me into. I'm standing on my own now. I'm going to go get this fucking money now. I'm done morphing into an agent, a Uber agent, a Lyft agent, a DoorDash agent. I'm done morphing into that shit. I'm going to go do what I want to do now. I want to make money. I'm tired of playing the game your way. That's what they're scared of. People waking up and saying, I'm done. I'm done. Exactly. Red pilled, man. That's all it is. You want the blue pill? You want to drive Uber and Lyft forever? Or you want a red pill? Wake up and see your true value in this whole matrix of what the fuck is going on here. Do you want to see your true value? What they just did in Massachusetts was they're trying to blue pill people to keep them from seeing their $32.50 an hour is good. It's good for a pigeon that wants to stay on the app. Me, I can't do it because they'll give me one ride an hour. It's like $17. And they'll say, well, you were only online for 30 minutes, Jeff. You only drove for 30 minutes. So you drove for 30 minutes. You got $17. If you multiply that by 2, you just made $34 an hour. We don't owe you shit. But I only made 17. Well, you made $17 between 12 and 1. But we're talking about actual time of you driving. And what have I always said on this channel? It's always been about actual time driving. All these people say, oh, well, you got to get online and just drive and take everything. Because if you're not driving, you're not going, you just sit in the parking lot. The fuck you think? This is what the apps pay you for, to drive. They don't pay you to sit in the parking lot. Therefore, I don't pay myself to sit in the parking lot. So if I do drive, oh, I'm about to get paid. And what do my active hours look like? $100 an hour, $80 an hour. This is what I do. I don't sit up there and play this $32 an hour active hour shit. No. You're not paying me $17 an hour for 30 minutes of driving. 30 minutes of driving, I'm getting about $40, $45 if I'm driving for 30 minutes, 55. Other day, like I said, I was going to drop a video today until this came up and I had to talk about this, but I still got on my thing. I'm doing trips 23 minutes, getting $80, 23 minutes. I'm doing trips, you know what, I did 26 minutes yesterday, $50, 26 minutes the other day, $60. I'm not doing $17 for 30 minutes. I'm just not doing that. That's a lot of driving for me. So therefore, and somebody's willing to pay the app. If they're paying you $17 for 30 minutes, they're charging this person $34, $40 for that. This is how the apps work. They're going to give you half the money. First, they're going to take off 25%. Then they're going to give you 70% of whatever's left. So that means they're taking close to about 50% of the money right there. And I educate people on that shit. You don't really see me doing a whole bunch of Uber screen shit and crazy. We're not doing that. We're deeper in the matrix than that now. We're way deeper in the matrix. I leave other channels on the surface. They're still blue pill. A lot of channels are still blue pill. We red pill. We know how to go out there and make our money. We're not about to be morphed into Uber and Lyft agents just so they can get all the money. And we sitting around like, well, at least I'm staying busy. Nah, you're not getting me out on the road 10, 12 hours a day to make $180. It's not happening. If I'm out there for 10 or 12 hours on the road driving, well, I'm making me some good money. I made more money in private rides in the past 3 weeks than I've made on the Uber and Lyft apps. I'm still on Uber and Lyft, but I'm doing my best to stay disciplined, even during my rough times, even on days I don't make as much money, to stay disciplined enough to not allow myself to be a fucking pigeon. I'd rather make zero than make $20 as a fucking pigeon. I'm not driving no 30, 40 miles for $20 as a pigeon just to say I made $20. I'd rather make zero. It's a discipline. But I built up enough savings. I built up enough equity and things that I got to do to say, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. I built up enough confidence and courage in knowing where I can go to market, how I can market, what me and Jamil are doing, what I'm putting into the membership group, what all we're doing. And it's like, if we don't go out there and do this and show ourselves it can be done, that's why I said Pedro has a chance. Pedro has a chance to show people this can be done outside of the apps. Stop thinking like an agent. Stop thinking you are a driver. You are a business person. You are a family member. You're somebody's mom. You're somebody's dad. When you start saying, I'm a $15 an hour driver, they're going to treat you like that. But when you walk in the room with my energy, you walk in the room and say, man, I'm about to make this fucking money. If you ain't going to pay me, I'm going to talk straight to this person over here. I can't, because this contract is void and voidable. Plus, you know what? I'm the independent contractor in the situation. So if this is the actual end product, if this person standing on the curb is the end product, I'm an independent contractor. You trying to get me and this person to link together, but they got to pay you to pay me, and you ain't paying me what I'm worth. I'm going straight to them. I'm cutting you out of the deal. I'm going straight to them because these contracts are void anyways. They're all illegal anyways. Nobody's going to court to show that they're void. When they do go to court, what does Uber and Lyft say? We don't want to go to court. How about we just settle? How about, because if a court gets a hold of this shit and it becomes precedent, it's going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy. A lot of states are going to be grabbing. Well, we're doing Uber and Lyft versus the state of Massachusetts 2024. We're going to use that case to say that they don't want that shit on the docket. They do not want to go to court. Even Tony West knows. And for the people that was on live stream earlier, I read exactly what Tony West said about it. This is great. This is amazing. Finally, a way to do business. We finally got rid of, the old way, and we're going into a new way of doing business now. Have we not on this channel talked about a new way of doing business? Have we not talked about that? But yet you get these raggedy motherfuckers that come swings to the chat. You guys can't do new business. You can't do business a new way. You sign a terms of service. You got to do it that way. If you said you're going to do it that way, if you just said you're going to do it, you signed it. You got to do it. No, we're doing shit a different way. We're going to do something different. And if you want to do something new, you just got to do it. You can't sit around and expect Uber and Lyft to be like one day like, hey, Jeff, I know we've been paying you like 15, 20 an hour. You want $100 an hour? Uber and Lyft ain't calling you for that. They're going to play you as a sucker for as long as they can play you as a sucker. It's going to take somebody like Massachusetts to take them to court before they go, you know what, we don't want to go to court. We'll stop. We understand. We get it. We'll stop lobbying. We'll stop paying lobbyists. We'll start paying drivers. We know we got a huge ass settlement sitting on deck. Who's paying these settlements up? Drivers. Because they ain't got no other way to earn the money. So they're going to start in every other market. What they're going to do is say, we need to siphon money out of all of these markets, to pay off the settlements in other markets that we're having. So when some drivers are winning, a lot of drivers going to get their ass handed to them. The only way for you to not get your ass handed to them is what? Convert, know your worth, go out, market yourself. You're an independent contractor. You don't work for Uber or Lyft. You don't work for them. You work for yourself. They use you and they use your car to help them earn money using their tech. They provide leads. They are a travel agency that provide leads that says, hey, somebody needs to go from Walmart to their house. Are you free? Yeah, I'm free. How much are we talking about? Well, it's not about how much we're talking about. We'll give you $4 for it. Wait, you're going to give me $4 to take them 2 miles down the road? You're going to give me $4 when they said that trip to them is worth 15. It's worth 12 or 15 to them. And you're going to give me $4 out of the 12 or 15 they said that trip is worth, and I'm the one doing the trip? How about you get the $4 and give me the 8 or the 9? Because I'm not going to sit there and do a $4 trip just because you feel your tech is worth more because you told me somebody from Walmart needed to go home. Guess what? I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to let this person know, listen, I'll do this shit, but not for no $4 because that's what they're trying to pay me, $4. Oh, well, I paid $16. It said it was surging and stuff. I paid $16. Well, I tell you what, you give me 15. I'll cancel it. You give me 15. I'll take it to the house. Fine by me. I just need to get these groceries home. Cool. Let's go. And that's what the apps don't like. But if they don't pay us right, if they don't treat us right, we're going to treat ourselves right to the people in our community. The people in our community are going to treat us right as drivers in our community. We're going to start talking back and forth. We're going to break out of the fucking matrix. And guess what these apps are going to do? Well, we don't know what to do now. We got to threaten them. We got to threaten that we're going to destroy the competition. We're going to threaten this. We're going to say we're going to do this. We're going to do all this illegal shit, these void contracts. We're going to do all this just to make them keep doing our bidding. No, not really. Not really. Because in a minute, people are going to have enough drivers in their phone to say, let me text Jeff. As a matter of fact, I got a call this morning. I was sleeping. What time was that? Bam. Oh, this was at 9. I was asleep last night because I told you I was asleep about 7 or 8. So starting at about, my last text was at 8:30. Then I fell asleep after that text. But then it was like 8:47, 8:49, 8:50, 9:58. These were all text messages that came through after I was asleep. Because I'm going to get my rest. This means people who don't want to use the Uber Lyft, and it's all appointments for today. And one of them is later, Monday through Friday, 7:30 in the morning until 5 p.m. or 6 to 7:30 at times, Monday through Friday. I'll have a precise schedule tomorrow. Thank you for looking out. I'm trying to find out if what the round trip is going to be. Something. All right, cool. All right, I see what it is. My office hours of property management. All right. So this is a property manager who no longer wants to use Uber and Lyft, wants to use me in my truck or me in my BMW. I've driven her in both, actually. I've driven her probably 3 times in both of them. And she was like, when are you going to bring the Jeep? When are you going to bring the Jeep? These are people who don't want to use Uber and Lyft no more. This is what Uber and Lyft is scared of. Me selling my customer service, my personality, my clean ass vehicles at my price. That's what they're scared of, because they want to sell you. You know how much money they can make on this lady? She needs to go Monday through Friday to work and back. Monday through Friday. And I'm sitting there like, Lyft would probably charge this lady $25, $30 a day. I can charge her $25 a day. That's good. Or $25 a trip. That's $50 a day. $50 a day, $250 a week. That's $1,000 a month I make off this person. $1,000 a month. And that's just one person. If I get 4 more people like that, that's $4,000 a month. I don't even have to drive the apps. $4,000 a month, minimum miles. I'm just sitting at home waiting on text messages. That's my goal. And in the meantime, that $4,000 comes from my community, stays in my community. It stays here in Arizona. It doesn't leave Arizona and end up paying off somebody's settlement some fucker. It stays here. Man, they use that Impala from the 19. Oh, yeah. We about to do that. We about to do that. We're going to do some Hum Classic on y'all. Thank you, Robust. I appreciate it. Great show. Great show. But this is what I do. You guys today, your homework, real shit. And I'm going to give y'all some homework. This is the shit that I usually put in my membership group. For the first time, I'm going to put it on a live stream. Because I shouldn't even been doing this live stream. So I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat. Because I know we got a bunch of haters. We got some employees from the apps and shit in here. I'm going to give y'all some free game. I usually put the game in my membership shit. You need to go to apartment complexes today. Go to apartment complexes. Go to the laundry room. Put up a flyer. I do scheduled trips. Go to the leasing agent in the front. Talk to the leasing agent. Hey, you guys know anybody who's always stuck, always can't get around? Oh, actually, my friend, she works at that desk over there. She's always looking for a ride to work. We're always stuck here with her late at night. You got a card? Talk to leasing agents at each apartment complex you go to. Go put up flyers in these apartment complexes. If they have a mail room, that's even perfect. Put it up right by the mailboxes. You can even do one better. You can put some in everybody's mailbox. Go print out 500 business cards. Slide one in each person's mailbox. When they take their mail out, what's this card about? Oh, shit. Scheduled private rides. Oh, nice. Because I've been wondering how I was going to get to fucking work. My transmission just went. Because like I said, today, I got to go work on the transmission. I'm coming down Scottsdale Road yesterday. My man calls me, Jeff, my transmission's going out. I can only go like 35 miles an hour. What? Yeah, man, I'm flooring it. All right, you might want to not floor it. Get parked it. It's done. The truck is done. I got to get over to see if it's a solenoid problem, a low fluid problem. What is it? Is it burnt clutches? What is it? I got to go check that out today. And once I check that out, I'll know whether or not I got to bring it to my house, drop the transmission, rebuild the transmission, give it back to them. You know, that'd be probably about $1,000. I could rebuild the transmission for a little less than $1,000, but that's parts, labor, that's everything. I could do it for a G. Take me a couple of days probably. But that's what I do. I go out there and I market and I advertise myself. There's money in our local economy that we need to trap. Stop going to these apps thinking they're our only source of income. Your source of income is the city you live in. Let your city take care of you. Let the streets take care of you. These apps ain't taking care of you. Why do you think they in court all the damn time? So what we need to do, go out there. Oh, 7 lucky sins. What do they? Also make business cards out of your Cash App and Venmo and Zelle so we can continue through that. Do not let people view through the app. That's how Lyft takes their tax. Yep, exactly. And we do that on the back of your card. Put Venmo, put Zelle, put Cash App right on the back of your card. Because how do you expect? And one lady told me the other day, she was like, well, how do I? Because I was converting. I said, well, I'll cancel this and then we'll do it on. Well, how am I going to pay you? Because I usually pay through the app. I said, I know. I said, this is what happens. I'm going to cancel this ride. They're going to try to match you with a driver. The second I cancel, they're going to try to match you with a driver. Cancel that match. Go to edit and put cancel ride. So she went through edit. She had cancels. Okay. So the money I just paid on my card says, how do I get that back? I said, go look at your card now. She went, she says, oh, it says negative. I'm like, exactly. They gave your money back because you canceled the ride. Now she's square. She hit me on square. So I was like, thank you. Appreciate that. And this is what I tell people. When you start going through Square, let me see. Let me pull up my Square real quick. Bam. Oh, I forgot my camera don't really show square to it because my screen is too white, so it's not going to show square that well. Damn, I hate that. See, transactions. Yeah, I still got $47 they got to send over to my bank account. So I still got $47 sitting in square they got to send over. But these, like I said, the screen is white, so it's hard to see because if I hold it like straight up, this is what it looks like straight up. For the dude out there that was like, hey, why don't you just hold the camera straight up so we can see it straight up? This is straight up, motherfucker. This is straight up. Now you see why I angle it like this. When I angle it, you can actually see something. It's not a direct flash. So this is straight up. This is angled. Now you see why. So stay the fuck out of my comments. Maybe if you held the phone straight up, we could see it. Motherfucker, you don't think I already thought of that? You don't think I'm that intelligent to already know why I don't hold my phone straight up? I'm not stupid. I understand shit. This is straight up. This is at an angle. I've done that too many times. I've been doing podcasts for a long ass time. I don't need you to help me on that shit. Hold the phone straight up and we could see it. Like, yeah, okay. If you can see that shit straight up, you got supervision, motherfucker. You got supervision. But yeah, man, exactly. They need to get dark because I can't see shit. The phone is too bright. You can't, on camera, you can't see anything. It's way too bright, which is why I hold it at an angle. But some idiot was in my comments. Oh, you got to hold the phone straight up. That's your problem. Like, man, I know it. So, Jeff, I need you to help. My expedition is breaking down. How can I meet up with you? First, I need to find out what's breaking out. Is it an engine issue, a transmission issue? Is it suspension, brakes? It's like, that's the thing. I need to find out. Breaking down is very ambiguous. It could be anything. Steering wheel might be locking up. I don't know. So once I find out, like I said, shoot me an email. My email should be in my my description. Shoot me an email, and if you got a printout from a diagnosis or something like that, include that printout, just a picture of it, and I can read through it. Or if you don't have a printout, you just know what the issue is, just email me the issue. And if I can't help you diagnose it, if it's something simple like, oh shit, I just had to unhook the battery and hook it back up, it could be something like that. And you sound like Samuel Jackson, motherfucker, straight up. So if I can't help you do that, then that's when I got to come out of the bat cave and I got to come help you. Because like I said, my God, they take care of me pretty well because they know I could be out driving, making money, doing a million other things. And usually when I come to diagnose it, they pay me for my time pretty well. And sometimes I've actually fixed people's cars in the process of diagnosing it. And no parts required or nothing like that. So they had to just give me some cash just for fixing it and getting them back on the road. And it's like, I was just supposed to show up to diagnose it. I end up fixing the fucking car. Happens all the time. It's like, they talking like, Jeff, you need to hold your phone straight up. Like I pick my nose. Straight up. Hold it straight up. Like, motherfucker, you don't think I know that? It's like, man. It's like, you guys are just driving a car. Anyone with a license could do this. You guys think you're worth more than you are. This job there ain't no skills. Cool story, bro. Let me know how the bus ride treated you. Exactly. If they only knew. Like, and I've been doing rideshare since 2019. I've never broken down on anybody in any of my cars, never broken down. I've always made it home each time. I bought the Jeep at 112,000 miles. It's got 258,000 on it now. Never broke down. The one time the fan stopped working, and Demon in Hellcats, my man Abdul, he actually saw the video of me doing it, and he gave me like a $10 super sticker. And the people at the AutoZone was like, it's going to be like $50 for the relay. I bought a universal for $10. Exactly. That's what I'm saying about energy, man. Energy works in a weird way. Abdul gave me a $10 super sticker. I was at AutoZone when it happened. They told me $52 for the relay. I said, let me buy a universal. He was like, it's not going to work. I said, let me at least try it. Abdul gave me that $10 for some reason. The universe gave, and it popped up right on my screen and it says, Jeff, don't pay the $52. It's only a $10 fix. The universe told me that. Abdul sent me the $10 super sticker right there. I bought the $10 one. It's been in my Jeep ever since. That video was dropped probably over 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago is when I dropped that video. The guy at AutoZone said it's not going to work. It's still in my Jeep working just fine. Thank you, Abdul, for that energy, man. I pay attention to the shit around me. I got 1111 on my arm. I'm a universal guy. So when I'm standing at that AutoZone and this guy's like, it's $52, the Jeep is sitting outside running hot. The temperature thing went all the way over. And I'm like, well, I can't drive the Jeep over there. He said, yeah, it's $52 at our other location. And I was like, damn, man, it's like, that's a long ass drive. I said, I'm not going to make it over there. I go walk down the aisle. I see a $10 universal relay. I look at it. I look at the one I got. I'm like, well, the pins are the same. It's just not, it don't have the waterproof boot because Jeep's going water. It just don't have the waterproof boot. But I'm like, how many times do I really go through a stream? I maybe go through a stream once a year. Some people go through streams once a weekend. I'm like, once a year I go through a stream. I'm gonna buy the one that ain't got the waterproof boot. Bought it, put it on, been working ever since. And that's the universe saying, I'm gonna send you an angel. His name's Demons and Hellcats. Honestly, his name was Demons and Hellcats. So an angel with the demon name, Abdul, sent me the $10 super chat. As I stood there, bam, bought it, been working ever since. This is how we move in real life, man. We move through the matrix like a motherfucker. We see things, like I said, you're going to see shit coming down your screen, little green text coming down your screen. See through it all and understand what's being given to you at that moment in time. That $10 given to me was a Jeff. Do not pay the 52. Start looking through the store for something. That $10 start, and it was a $9.99 relay that I put in that truck that's still working to this day. And I'm like, when you sit, it sits on top, but it still works just fine. My Jeep's been running just fine with it. Instead of it being like that waterproof boot, all that shit wrapped around and tucked up under, didn't have to do all that. So sometimes you got to pay attention to what the universe is telling you and acknowledge that signal. Acknowledge that signal. And I do that a lot of times on my channel. 1111 is the angel's number. Not that I'm an angel, but I could be an angel for somebody. I'm probably not. But the information I put out there is a signal. It's a signal for you to receive it. It's a frequency. You got to receive that frequency. And you got to realize who you are. And you got to say, I see what level Jeff's vibrating on. I see where he's at. I'm not a pigeon vibration level. Oh, I got to go out there and do every ride today. And after every ride, I'm going to see how much I make. You're not going to make your worth. I can tell you that much. I'm not wasting my day not making my worth. So what I do is I say, I'm going to send on a frequency. I'm going to send on a signal saying, if you are someone who views yourself as high value, go out there and be that value. The app is going to sell you for $80 to somebody. The app is going to sell you for 80. And they're going to say to you, you're worth 38 out of the 80. They're going to say that to you, you're worth 38. And you're like, oh man, 35 miles, $38. But they just sold you for 80. So what you can do is tell that person, listen, $80, if 80 is what you paid and I'm only getting 38, let's do this deal right here. I'll do it for 65. 65, yep, 60. They're going to fuck around and give you 80 anyways. They're going to give you, just because you were nice enough to try to save them money, because you were nice enough to try to help them, they're going to give you 80 anyways. Sometimes that's how the universe works, man. Or say, hey, who does your vinyl for your windows? I do. And I did a live stream where I showed, this is like all these rows here, like all them rows you see sitting back there, all these rows right here. All those are rows for everything I do. For my shirts, my windows. I got this clear stuff I just bought the other day. I'm going to try to do something crazy with this, but I do a lot. This can actually cover stuff. So I'm about to try something with this. I'm going to see what I can do with that. But that's what I do. I do a lot, and I've been doing it since 2015. A lot of people think I just started doing it because I started a YouTube channel. No, I've been doing this way before I even had a YouTube channel. I mean, I'm pretty simple-minded, which is why my designs all look pretty simple, because I'm simple-minded. They just look like this. Ask me how Uber rips us off. Then on the back of it, it says this. It says, so all my stuff is pretty simple. I have nothing that's highly complex. When I walk into a building, I want people to read my shirt and be like, how does Uber rip you off? Even if they're just trying to be funny. How does Uber rip you off? Ask me how does Uber rip you off? Tell me. Well, let me tell you exactly how. Let me open my phone and show you how. And when I show them screenshots of shit, they're going to say, wow. So the lady paid 55 and you got 21. Yeah. Wow. We thought you guys were getting all the money. And that's why Uber does that, because they don't want transparency. They don't want you to know that you're being taxed. If you bought $20 worth of groceries, you get to the cash register and they tell you $40, you'd freak the fuck out. But what if they told you, hey man, this is a $21 ride? And you go, yeah, a $21 ride. You go to check out and it says $50. You'd be like, wait a minute. You told me the ride was $21. It is 21. But then you got these fees, those fees, these fees, those fees, those fees, these fees. Comes out to $55 for the ride. But you told me the ride was $21. The ride is 21. The driver's getting $21. But all these are fees you got to pay to be matched up with that driver. Man, fuck that. I just pay the driver straight up. This is stupid. I'm not doing that. This is stupid. This is what we need to do to expose this industry for what it is. You tell people the truth about what they're really paying for. And I'm sitting there telling people, if you're not talking to riders, you're not talking to drivers, you're being an agent for these apps. When these apps clearly tell you on the addendum, Lyft tells you, Uber tells you on the addendum, you are not an agent for Uber. You engage with Uber. You are not an agent for Uber. Like, we don't go out and solicit you for business. You come to us looking for work. You come to us looking for a lead, looking for a way to use your car to make money today. You come to us. That's what they tell you in their contract. And I say, you're right. You are a lead generator. I know you have leads. So I come to you for a lead, and you're not paying me well enough for the work that I'm doing. Once you give me the lead and I say, hey, I'll take this job, and I find out, wait a minute, you're going to pay me 50 cents a mile, 66 cents a mile for this job. You're really going to do me like that? This is the kind of leads you're giving? I'm not doing that shit. No, hell no, I'm not doing that. So I'm like, I'll turn this lead to my own client. Thank you for the lead. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll do a contract the next time. This is voidable. I'm going to void this one out. This is voidable. And we're going to renegotiate. Man, time to wake up, my brothers. Jeff, my brother, just want to say thank you for being you. I've known a lot of wonderful people over the years too, and you are very special. Love you, bro. Hey, love you too, man. Real shit. Time to wake up, love. That's my man over there in Colorado, man. Love you, brother. Real talk, real talk. And it's like, how much is one of your shirts? Well, I got them in the description of these videos. I actually put my shirt link. You'll see JMBTs in there somewhere. I try to put that in there so if people just were interested in seeing, I mean, take a look. I don't really sell them until somebody buys them. So you don't see me really promoting and marketing them and all that. I wear what I wear. I wake up and wear my gear, man. I'm out there advertising for all of us. I'm fighting for all of us every day, every day. This is the generation that the apps are lead gland pigeon generators. Exactly. No deodorant fees. No deodorant fees. I'm telling you, man, they stink. You need to remind the riders as well. The money spent on the drivers here through private stays in the community supports a small business. Exactly. And we're trying to help out our local community by working. We ain't out robbing nobody. We ain't stealing from nobody. We're not out conning nobody and scamming and scheming nobody. We're truly investing money into equipment, investing money into fuel, oil, tires, alternators. We're making business investments every day to have a business that supports our community, supports people who got to get from point A to point B, groups that got to get from point A to point B, people that don't want to drink and drive. We create a business that supports our community. And for that, we deserve to be paid for that. We help take care of our community. If they rather pay a tech app, I'd rather give the app 125 than give you 80. Fuck them. Don't even deal with them. Be like, you know what? Cancel, move on, just drive on. Because one day when they're dead broke, I ain't got no money, man. I'm broke, man. I ain't got no money on me at all. Hey, can you do me a favor? I'll be like, you know what? You've taken care of me a few times. I'll get you to work. Don't worry about it. I'll get you to work. Which even, and y'all think I'm joking. Y'all think I'm joking when I say I'll do favors like that for my clients. One of my clients right here said, what's this? She said, I'll be shooting my roommate a text ahead of time. Would cash be acceptable? She's my friend, but she's my friend from Denny's. And let me open this thing. My damn phone, every time they send me a new notification, it knocks my shit off tomorrow. Okay, let me move up. Man, where the fuck was that text at? I hate when it does that. It moves shit around there. I can't see it now. Damn it, it was in one of these texts, but I just saw it. Okay, there it is. There. If it's brutal tomorrow, and I got to go to an interview, I may be able to borrow the money from my roommate. That way I can wear slacks and blouse, whatever. I think she'd be text talking or something like that. But this is one of my clients who has an interview and has no money. Paid me a lot of good money for trips over the time, has no money right now and needs a ride to an interview. You can't call Uber and Lyft and say, can you give me a free ride to an interview? They're going to laugh at it because they don't support our community. I tell her, I'll be there. I'll get you to the interview. Don't worry about it. Just pay me back later. You've taken care of me. You've paid me everything I've ever asked for. You've always Venmo me. You always gave me cash in hand and everything. Now she said, well, I may be able to borrow money from my roommate. Do you accept cash? because she's never given me cash. She's always Cash App or Venmo, something like that. I'm like, yeah, I accept cash. Okay, but I'm like, if you can't get the money from your roommate, I can still get you to the interview. You live in my community. This is my local community. You don't live by me, but you're still in Phoenix. You live by me. I'll come get you. I'll get you to the interview. Hopefully you get the job. If you get the job, take care of me. Uber and Lyft ain't doing that shit for our community. If you don't got money and you down and out in our community, Uber and Lyft is like, well, fuck you. When you get money, call us. Because they don't give a shit about nobody. Not you as a driver, not you as a rider. They don't care. So when somebody hits me up, Jeff, oh man, I got an interview tomorrow. I ain't got no money. I might try to borrow some money from my roommate because I know, you got a business to run, Jeff. I'll borrow some money and shoot you some money. Don't borrow no money. I'll get you to the fucking interview. You're my client. You've taken care of me many times. I'll get you to the interview. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not like I'm super duper struggling, worse than you're super duper struggling. So for me to be where I'm at and to pull from somebody in my community that don't even have it yet, get it. Hit me on the back end. Like I said, I ain't in nobody's pocket. But y'all know that I got $1,500 from Alex one time. I had to get money from him. $1,500 is a lot of money, way more than what she's gonna borrow from her roommate. I had to borrow $1,500 from Alex, paid him the $1,500 back. I had to borrow the 5 G's from Christine, borrowed the 5 G's from Christine. $5,000. My client does not need $5,000 to ride with me to and from work. You don't need to borrow from your roommate. I paid back everybody because at a time that I didn't have, I had people around me that gave to me, said, Jeff, you need a car. Here's 5 G's. Jeff, you're down and out right now. Here's $1,500. And I paid everybody back every single penny. You're my client. This is the kind of energy I'm giving to you because the universe and people have taken care of me. So I got to radiate that shit back and give to somebody with less. So you need to get to an interview. I'll get you to that interview. I even go across the street and hang out and wait because I'm not going to leave the interview and then have to come back. No, you go to the interview. You do what you got to do. I'll hang out and wait. I'll take you back home. My good deed for the day is done. The only charity rides I'll do is for my own private clients. I'm not doing charity rides for Uber and Lyft because Uber and Lyft will hit somebody over the head for $25, $30 and try to pay us $4 or $5. No, I'm not doing that shit. If you want to be my client, this is the level of treatment you get. Jeff, I'm broke. I got you. You're my client. Don't worry about it. Hit me back. And I know you will because I've hit people back for way more. I've hit people back for 5 G's, I've hit people back for way more. So of course, you only gonna get like maybe a $25 ride. Just hit me back with 25 one day. Hit me back. Man, say 4K me too, brother. Just had my 3rd child. I'm still on spending in diapers phase. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Man, real shit. Thank you, 4K Greg, man. I appreciate it, brother. When I get settled soon, I'm definitely supporting this channel financially more often. Money is just a bit tight right now. But I get it, Greg. I get it. And it's the same. And I told everybody the summer's going to be slow. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough ass summer. I mean, there's days that, I got 3 cars to gas up because I drive 3. And it's rough to where when that shit, and I'll keep all of them above quarter tank. When that shit's dropped below a quarter and I don't think I've made enough money for that day, I park it. I got a cover over one. I got one on a battery charger and I'm driving the other one right now because shit is tight right now. And when people go, oh man, you can't drive it, like motherfucker, because I still got insurance on all 3 of them. I still got insurance. I got shit to pay. I got a mortgage to pay and everything else. But what I do have that a lot of pigeons out there don't have is the fact that I have built up a whole portfolio of nothing but profits right now. Profits carry me through the rough times. Do I exhaust my profits? No, I don't exhaust my profits. I use only what I need to use because that profit has to build. That savings has to build. So when it builds, I can add to it and I can go through another slow period. If you don't have cash reserves, the only way to create cash reserves is through converting rides. You're not going to create cash reserves through doing these pigeon ass rides. These rides are going to run you ragged to the point where you can't even repair your car. That's what's going to happen. This is you and Jamil, and he tells me where you get those caps from. Man, that's Jamil. Jamil be getting these caps. I think Bighorn Kev, he's got one too. He's got a gray one. I like his gray one. And every time, man, I be riding, somebody will get in the car, they'll be like, dude, I love the hat, man. That's a pimp hat, man. I was like, hey, this is my Jason Statham transporter hat. Say, this is my I transport people all day. This is my transporter hat. And when I'm driving the Beamer with this hat on, oh man, I feel like transporter. Like be fucking going through traffic. Like, this is my little transporter hat right here. Man, what Greg come out with? He says Uber has become a nightmare, and now they came out with this new 5% crap. Even though Lyft is trash, they're gonna destroy Uber for sure. Yeah, 5% is crazy because I tell people like this: 5%. 5% of $100 is $5. So they're telling you, if you do what we tell you to do and you keep doing what we tell you to do, we're going to give you $5. So you telling me to take all these shit rides, running my car into the ground, not getting profitable rides, getting 60 cents a mile, 50 cents a mile, $2.62 rides. You're going to give me $5 one day. Every time I make $100, when I finally reach $100 after driving 6 hours, you're going to give me a $5 bill for 6 hours of driving. Yep. Keep doing what we tell you to do. We're going to give you a $5 bill. That's somebody's tip you probably stole in the first fucking place. For two, why do I need your 5%? Why don't I need your $5? I told you what 100% is. If you pay me $10 for a ride and say, I'm going to give you 100%, that means you're now giving me $20 and not 10. But if you give me $10 and you say, I'm going to give you 5%, you're giving me 50 cents. You're giving me $10.50 instead of $10. 50 cents is not worth it. I'm not doing that shit. No. So what we do is we say, I'm going to convert this ride from 10 to 20. Fuck the 50 cents. I don't want the $10.50. I want the $20. So I'm going to do 100% conversion. I'm going to just invert the whole number. The rider is going to be happy. The rider is going to be like, man, I was paying 24. So you telling me 20? Yeah. I paid $23.99 and they was paying you $10 for this ride. Yep. I'll do it for 20. Here, man. Here's 40. Thanks. They'll give you 40. Pissed off. Thanks. As I told y'all the other day, when me and Jamil was there and the lady came over to the car, Jamil said, there's Jeff. And I was sitting in my truck already. He said, well, there's Jeff right there. She came walking up to the window. She says, I just got to go to Walmart. You know, I'll be here for a few days. I got to go to Walmart and buy some stuff. So how much just to take me to Walmart, bring me back? I was like, $20. Walmart was like, Ellie, the next exit down is like $20. She was like, okay, I only got a few things, but I'm not going to buy a whole lot. It's going to be, you know, quick. I'll be as quick as I can. Cool, no problem. Went, sat in that parking lot for 33 minutes. I was texting Jamil. Jamil was like, how's it going? I said, dude, she's still in the store. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. He was texting me back, man, I'm sorry. I said, no, man, it's cool. I said, I ain't going. I'm just sitting here chilling, listening to music in the AC anyways. She came back out. I'm so sorry. I hope her load all the groceries in the back of the truck. I'm so sorry. You know, I felt like, you know, I better get a few things while I'm here because I don't know if I'll be able to get another ride. Don't worry about it. Get back to her. She was like, so how much do we say? So we said 20. She said, how about we just do 20 each way and I'll just give you $5 for the wait. And I was like, that's fine. She was like, you know what? Here, just take $60. I was like, cool, thank you. I went from $20 to $60. I was like, thank you, appreciate it. She's like, oh no, I appreciate it. I even helped her carry the groceries all the way to the steps. I said, okay. She said, well, just put them at the bottom of the steps. My room is right. I was like, she said, you could drop it there. I'll put it right where she said drop it. Help her get all the groceries right there. Call it good. Like I said, we're a ride service. We get out and do service, man. That's what we do. So, Jeff, you becoming a public enemy #1 for Uber and Lyft. They better. Shit. Because, I mean, Minnesota and California better be pissed off right now. Because if you gave Massachusetts $32 plus benefits, sick time and all that, accruing 40 hours is 1 week of sick time you accrue every year. It's just like that in real business. 40 hours a week, probably in sick time. Cool. So you get paid. I don't know how much you're going to get paid. Maybe $32 an hour minimum, which means you're going to get about $1,200, $1,300 for that week, probably. So if you're getting like $1,200, $1,300 for that week that you're taking off, that's a good vacation. You say, hey, I'm going to take a cruise this week. Take me a cruise. Shit, I got $1,200 coming anyways. Why? I do delivery. I drive Uber Eats. I drive Uber and Lyft. I get $1,200 from each app. So if you're getting $1,200, if you accrue 40 hours a week from Uber and you accrue 40 hours a week from Lyft, that's in 1 week, you get paid 40 and 40 if you take it at the exact same time. If you go, hey, you know what? I'm going to take from June the 1st to June the 8th off. Uber, I want my 40 hours. Lyft, I want my 40 hours. You're getting 80 hours, paid 80 hours to basically go on vacation somewhere. So you're getting about, let's say, $30 an hour or 32 times 40 hours. That's about $1,200, $1,300 a week. So that's $2,400 that week you're getting. $2,400 that 1 week you took off. And you're going to get it from both Uber and Lyft combined. Or you might take a $1,200 week off in June, and you might take another $1,200 week off in September. So you get 2 weeks a year, 1 week from each app, 40 hours. This is what Massachusetts got. So when you look at the politicians of Massachusetts, the attorneys of Massachusetts, the people I respected, because even when I made that video about Massachusetts, when I made it on my channel, I said, finally, somebody stepped up and said the word racketeering. Somebody stepped up and said it, because that's exactly what this shit is. When they said it in that interview, right on the video, he said, this is racketeering. Uber and Lyft are racketeering. I said, finally, somebody had the balls to say that shit. These nuts, motherfucker actually said it. So I was like, okay. Uber and Lyft was like, we in hot water right now. We're racketeering. We're going to have to stop paying politicians. We're going to stop paying lobbyists. We're going to stop campaigning against drivers and start putting money somewhere else, because these motherfuckers is coming in hot. They coming in hot. California, Minneapolis, they looking like these motherfuckers was really going to leave because we asked for $15 an hour. They're getting $17 an hour more, plus benefits, plus vacation pay for a week. They was going to leave us for $15 an hour. They was going to leave us because we said we need a minimum of at least $15 an hour. They was going to leave us. How stupid does Minnesota look now? And I don't mean the drivers in Minnesota. I mean the politicians in Minnesota, the ones who were getting money under the table, the lobbyists getting paid under the table, all these people standing up against the citizens. The citizens of Minnesota are the drivers in Minnesota. Those people live there. They have families there. They want to have better infrastructure there. They want to open to support businesses there. And y'all told these people $15 an hour minimum is too much. Massachusetts got some nuts. That's all I got to say. They got balls. They didn't say 18 an hour. Oh, shit, they almost left over 15. Well, let's not go crazy. Let's just say 18. Oh, shit, let's just say 20. Let's not go. They said 32. More than twice of what you told them. 32 plus benefits. And you got to go get occupational accidental insurance on these people. What did Uber and Lyft say? Shit, these contracts are all void. They're all illegal. If we go to court with a judge, we ass out. They said, okay, this is what we'll do. We'll settle. And we'll say, we don't want to go to court. We don't want a judge to get a hold of this. We don't want a judge to get a hold of this. But we'll agree to $32.50 an hour minimum only if somebody's in the car or they're driving to somebody. That's active time to us. Only for active time. If you just sitting on the app somewhere, that's not active time. Now, that bought Uber and Lyft a loophole, in my opinion. So what they can do is say, hey, you are not online. Well, you only sent me one ride. Well, sorry, we had to throttle you, but it's our loophole. It's our loophole. Because we never said we guarantee how many rides we send you an hour. We just said we guarantee what you can make an hour. So I can send you one ride for $17 for 30 minutes, and now we're covered. Because if you double that, you're making $34 an hour active time. We never said we guarantee you're going to be making all these rides per hour. So they can have you sitting just like they're doing in New York. You can't go online right now. Look at AP, Black Santa, my brothers, and Jeff. If you are not one of us, you're one of them, Matrix. Exactly. If you ain't one of us, then you one of them. Like, that's just how we are, man. And I tell people, man, you got to pay attention to these contracts. This is why I wanted this channel. When I said I'm changing my name away from Uber Jeep shit, and this is going to be the Mic Drop Barbecue. We're going to come in hot. We bringing all the fucking smoke. We at the barbecue. We talking like we eating motherfucking watermelon, chicken, goddamn potato salad. We eating all this shit right here. And we're going to have conversations that most people don't want to have. Real up in your face conversations. We ain't in no app shit. Well, I don't want the apps to be mad at me. And I got to make sure my conversation stays nice to the apps. And I'm going to be fair to the apps. Man, fuck these apps. I'm not worried about them because they're not worried about us. My client right now, she used to use Lyft and Uber all the time. Like I said, I've only driven her 3 times. Do you know how much money she would have saved if she had been using me the entire time and not using Lyft and Uber? She's running out of money right now because she's using Lyft and Uber. She was like, I wish I would have met you a long time ago. Man, you're so much. She would have to go across town and visit grandkids and stuff like this. And they would charge us like 60, 70 bucks to go across town, paying a driver 25, 30. I'd have been like 40. You'd have been saving $20 a trip. 10 trips, you'd be 200 up right now. 200 up in 10 trips. You'd be 200 up in your bank account just from 10 trips. It's like I'm paying you for you to use me. I'm giving you $200 to use me. Apps don't care about these people. So why do I need to run my channel acting like I care about them? I don't have to. Oh, yeah, Dems. Yep, they're going to find a way to wiggle their way out of paying drivers. Just like New York. Like I said, they found a way around it. Okay, we're gonna do minimums. We're going to give you settlement money. We're going to do all this and all of that. But we're going to tell you can't go online because the TLC. And it's funny because when Uber sent that message out, like I said, when Uber sent that message out, they said Uber and Lyft. Uber sent the message out, but it says Uber and Lyft. I'm telling y'all, Uber and Lyft are the same fucking company. They didn't say Uber, Lyft, Ride, and all rideshare companies. They didn't say that. They just said Uber and Lyft. They left every other rideshare company off the message, and Uber sent the message. Why is Uber putting their competitor in their messages as if we care about our competitors? We're looking out for our competitor. We're going to make sure you know Lyft has no control over this. So don't take it out on Lyft, because Uber and Lyft is, the TLC is telling Uber and Lyft. Well, is the TLC telling these other companies like Rides and Power and all, TLC telling them to? Yeah. Then why aren't you putting them in your message? Oh, we don't want to put them in our message. They're our true competitors. Because Uber and Lyft is the same fucking company. That's all it is. And they prove it right in front of your face. They tell you right in your face. Because if I got a company saying Walmart, I'm not putting Walmart and Target. I'm not saying shit about Target. I'm Walmart. What the fuck I want to talk about Target for? Let Target talk about Target. Target, they got to do their own PR shit. I'm not doing PR for Target if I'm Walmart. Fuck Target. Do your own PR. So why is Uber doing PR for Lyft? Lyft doing PR for Uber. Lyft is like, hey, if we miss your reservation, we'll give you $100 to use with Uber. Why are you doing PR for Uber, Lyft? Uber got their own problems and shit. And Uber doing PR for Lyft like Lyft ain't got their own. These are the same damn companies. That's why when I say Uber, I'm really saying Lyft. When I say Lyft, I'm really saying Uber. When I say Uber Black, I mean Lyft Black. When I say Lyft Black, I mean Uber Black. They the same damn companies. Oh, yeah. And that explains why they pushed out the new update. And all of these updates are made and designed to make sure they keep you under, because if you don't have an agreement in your state, you're an independent contractor with no agreement in your state, which is why Arizona, I don't know, man. I'm starting to get that motherfucking political bug in my system. I really am. I'm getting that political bug, not to run for politics, but to talk to some people involved in politics, to let them know about the economy of our state and how we can make our economy better by holding companies like Uber and Lyft accountable for ensuring the money generated in this state stay in this state. That's what I would like to go and talk to somebody about. And they don't want me to start, because I'm going to let these motherfuckers know, and I will find out everybody who Uber and Lyft is actually in bed with. Also, Uber's paying you? That's why you letting Uber rip us off? Uber paying you? Lyft paying you? Oh, okay, I see the little Maybach you got sitting on the driveway. You making $45,000 a year, councilman, with a Maybach in the driveway. I see what you're doing. I see you, motherfucker. I see you. So if I get involved in the politics, it won't be frontline politics. I'm frontline when it comes to driving. What up, Hot Facts, my man? I'm frontline when it comes to driving. I stay in front with my independent contractors. I'm frontline with that shit every day. Like I said, my whole channel say the truth about what I do. I don't hold shit back from Uber and Lyft. You want to know what I do? Watch my channel. This is what I do. I'm frontline with it. Now, if I get involved in politics, now the people who are politicians in this state don't understand how rideshare works in this state. They don't know. So therefore, to hear it from a degreed accountant, an accountant who actually worked in corporate America, do the financial statements. I'm fucking registered with the SEC and the FBI. I'm that guy. Now you got to sit and listen to me speak from a real standpoint, from a street standpoint, from a college educated standpoint, from a corporate educated standpoint. You got to hear me speak. I'm not from a political standpoint. So when I speak about this shit, they're going to be like, hey, I think this dude is on to something. These motherfuckers is taking the economy. No wonder our economy is fucking struggling. No, we can't finish all these projects. No wonder we running, lane. Uber and Lyft got all these cars going up and down our highways, tearing our highways and roads and shit up. Uber and Lyft is doing this shit, pushing all these cars all over the place, 10 miles this way, 50 miles that way, 30 miles that way. They ain't paying no shit for our infrastructure. We should be paying for the infrastructure as drivers out here, but we would pay for that infrastructure if we kept the money in our state. Instead of giving Uber 100 and giving me 30, give me the 100, give Uber the 30, let me put the money back into our state here. Now we get the infrastructure going right. Uber and Lyft is just technology. Their tech floats in the fucking air. It's 5G tech. It floats in the fucking air. My car is on the road. So my car should be getting paid more money to do the damage to the state that it does instead of giving this 5G network shit more money. They don't need money. They're airwaves. They ain't got shit to do with us. So give me the driver more money so I can pump more money back into my economy of Arizona and build this place up, create some more jobs, get the infrastructure going right. Fuck these radio waves. We ain't worried about them. They're not going to be paid for radio waves at that level. We're not paying them like that. Because if that's the case, we might as well just push it on our car, cruise up the spots, convert rides all fucking day. When Uber and Lyft is like, why ain't we making no money in Arizona? Oh, they don't give a shit about our radio waves. They out there making money on the street. They don't care about 5G. They just gave up on the tech. They don't care about the tech. What up, driver delivery, Ryan? Rideshare Alliance. That's White Reader 300. Wait, got a message from Uber today. They're running a background check. I did not agree to it. That it lets me on the app, but I tried to accept 2 rides today. It did not go through, so I shut the app off. So wait, kind of. So they sent you rides. Like, were you in Trip Radar trying to accept rides, or they just sent you 2 rides, or you tried to accept it? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Oh yeah. Yeah, Brian, I did. I actually commented on the video. I'm probably the first comment you got. If you go look at that video, you'll see my comment as the first comment on there. I watched it this morning while I was making breakfast because Dems Dallas sent me the stuff, and I went ahead and dropped the video real quick. And I think on your video, I said, I'm going to end up doing a live stream about it because I was like, oh, man, I said, thank you for dropping this video, man. Thank you. So, yeah, when you look at your video, you see that I already saw your video. Hey, I'm on top of shit. I told you I'm ahead of the curve. Motherfuckers don't know how fast I'm like Neo in the Matrix. You think, Jeff, come check my shit out. Man, I have checked your shit out, edited that motherfucker. I've added music to it. I got dancing sunshine ponies on that motherfucker like this across the screen. You won't even see it. Like, what up, Brian? It's my buddy, Brian. He's like, check out my video, Jeff. Bruh, I've already been there. I'm Neo in the Matrix, motherfucker. I'm like, I've already been there. Man. Oh, we almost at 2 hours for a live stream. And I wasn't even going to drop a live stream today. I wasn't even going to drop one. But when I saw that damn link in my phone and I opened that phone, I was like, wow. I said, Massachusetts came through. And Massachusetts was one of the only states who I was giving props to. Like I said, I record all my shit for historical content, so I ain't got to backtrack and be like, oh, yeah, I ain't got to flip sides. I've always supported what Massachusetts was doing. Always. Oh, yeah, no problem, Brian, man. You know I got your back, brother. You know I got your back. Man, I watch your content. Even when I just click like and I don't leave a comment or nothing like that, I'm on it. I support you, brother. And it's like I said, if you guys want to really know the depth of rideshare fuckery and stuff like that, make sure you add Brian. This right here, he's got 3 channels. Delivery Drivers Rideshare Alliance is one of them. This is Brian. Everybody knows Brian. Brian's been on so many different people's channels before, but he's doing a lot of stuff on the back end. But he has videos of some of the most in-depth corruption. I mean, even a year, 2 years ago, this guy's got videos of some of the most in-depth corruption. When you got time and you look at that shit, you're going to be like, wow, didn't even know. Oh, Brian goes deep, man. He goes deep in that shit, man. Okay. Oh, there it is. The SSL certificate on your t-shirt website expired 2 days ago. Okay. They were sending me an email about that. I could have swore I put that shit on auto renew. I'll go get them. It's like 10, 12 bucks or something like that. I thought I put it on auto renew. You know what? I did put it on auto renew, but I got a new credit card. Never mind. Or a new debit card because my debit card had swapped out. So I was like, man, totally forgot to put it on that because it is on auto pay, but they've got a different debit card. Man, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Let me write this down while I'm thinking about it because I totally forgot about that. SSL. Yeah, but the links are all still working, everything. It just says that. It just says, oh, man, you know, we secure, encrypt, you know, transactions, stuff like that. When you click on like anything in my website, it goes to PayPal. PayPal is the actual secure website. It's just saying my website is not secured, but PayPal is. So if you click on PayPal, you go to a secure website to pay in there. But my website is secured through my own SSL encryption. In case I was doing something on mine, like enter credit card information on mine, I don't want nobody putting credit card information on my website. So I have everybody, when you click on something on mine, you go to PayPal. That's where they're all encrypted on that side. But I pay for SSL just because I don't want people scared going, oh shit, this is not encrypted. It's like, no, it's not encrypted, but I don't ask for credit card information either. I will never ask for credit card information, debit card information. No, I will never ask for that. I'll always refer you to a website in the database that already has all that going on. But like I said, I do it just because I don't want people scared. Because I know how people are. They be like, oh, man, I can't click on this shit. It's not even encrypted. PayPal is. And that's where you're going to put your information, in PayPal. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. I have no use for it. I don't track people's data. I don't have a database with nobody's data. I don't have none of that shit. I don't need none of it. Yo, wait a minute. Let me go up in here. They love you shirts. Thank you. All good, brother. All good, Derek, man. I appreciate that, man. like I said, I gotta, when I get off this live stream, I'll go back on there and I'll put my other debit card on there because I totally forgot I got a new one because it ran out in May. It ran out May of this year, something weird like that, because they had one more payment left. I paid for the May payment around about probably May the 24th, 25th. And that's why it's saying it expired 2 days ago, because that's when I did the last payment. Then it expired before June. I got a new card. I just haven't put it in that website yet. So thank you for reminding me. Appreciate that, brother, because I totally wouldn't have did that today had you not said something. Man. But yeah, and that's why I appreciate you guys, supporting the channel and everything like that. Because this is what we do, man. I pay a lot of people to do a lot of things. I pay for StreamYard and I pay for the good version. I pay for, anything that's deal with light. I got all new lighting in here. And this is what we do with the money. We try to bring some of the best content out for rideshare. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm over 100 members on that group now. And I appreciate that, because when people see this content on this channel and they see how it's laid out and they see how we're doing, don't think it's just me. It's a lot of people supporting this content. They support the tenacity of it, the factuals of it, the research of it, just me broadcasting and hosting it. Everybody covers this shit. We're doing this for other drivers, not just ourselves. So when somebody supports this channel, they're supporting the truth that a lot of other channels won't tell. And I tell you, one day this channel might not even exist. They might shut my ass down. But in the meantime, we keep this shit rolling. I could be out in the street working. Like I said, I got to go work on transmissions. I got to do other things. But I need to stay on this platform, because a lot of drivers come on this platform to seek information, to seek truth, to seek value. And so you guys help me provide that value when you're saying, hey, Jeff, I'm going to, join your membership group. And I'll make sure in that membership group, I drop shit in there. I drop good ass like little tips and tricks in there for people, because I want you to go out and do something in an independent contractor status. Don't think, oh, I'm an employee, Jeff's going to show us how to get online and how to sit there and how. No, I'll show you how to scout. If you go online, I'll show you what not to fall sucker for. But it's to the point where, like I said, the game has changed. A lot of rides we used to kick out, we don't kick them out no more. We cruise up to them. And we be like, hey, man, this is what we do. Say, block man. So we cruise up to them now. And we say, hey, you know what? They're only trying to give me $24 to take you way the fuck up north. They're trying to give me $24. What? I paid $63 for this ride. 63. I'll tell you what, I'll do it for 55. Okay, 55 is fine, because I definitely can't do it for 24. That's a long drive for $24. So I'll do it for 55. Okay, do it for 55. You drive up there. Here's 75. Thanks. I included a little tip on there for you and everything. Man, they do it all the time, man. They do it all the time. They always taking care of us, man, always. But yeah, they will never pay $32.50 an hour. What's up? Exactly, Dino. Dino, you already know, brother. You already know. And that's the thing. Arizona, the way we're set up out here, we have, I don't know, man, wherever you have an international airport, real talk, if you got an international airport, you can take control of what these apps are doing. Because like I said, they'll give you a ride to Tucson for $60, $70 and you'll get $220 for it, because people out here really respect the grind. They really, we trust a lot of people. The energy in Arizona is very different. People really trust people out here, which is not like that in some cities. Memphis, I know it's pretty hard in Memphis to gain trust. St. Louis is hard to gain trust because, there's a lot of criminals out there. Here we got a lot of illegal immigrants, which is cool. But once you learn once they see that you're like, you're here, you live here and you doing shit, oh, they got you. They got your back on everything. Oh yeah, the private client's really taking care of, especially out here. And paying $32.50 an hour. If they're gonna pay you that active time, they're guaranteeing you're gonna make at least minimum $32.50 an hour. I guarantee they're gonna throttle everybody down to 1 or 2 rides an hour, and that's all you're gonna do. And it's gonna force you to want to make, because you're gonna get tired of making $32.50 an hour because you made $17 this hour. The next hour you made $17, but you only drove 30 minutes each hour. That's $34 an hour active time. But it took you 2 hours in real time of being online to make $34. So that means instead of you can be online for 12 hours, you're really only working 6 hours. You're only working 6 out of the 12. So your utility time is half. And you're going to get $180 for being online for 12 hours. They only give you 12 hours to be online. So here you are, online 12 hours, utility time 6 hours, $32 an hour at 6 hours, $180 an hour, but it took you 12 hours. And you like, dude, I only did like probably 14 rides all day, man. 14 rides. And I made $180 in 14 rides, but it took me 12 hours. This is how they got, that's the loophole. That's the loophole they can use because they only telling you $32.50 an hour per active hour, not real hour. Because if it was $32.50 per real hour, you'd be making over $340 a day. $340 a day. Because just think, if you had 12 hours of active time in a day, 12 hours active time, multiply that times $32. They're not even going to give you 10 hours of active time. You're going to get 6 hours of active time out of a 12-hour day. And I'm going to show you how. Because they already do it to me already. Let me show you something tricky. This is how they do it right here. One day I fell asleep. So that day don't count because that was about probably 12 hours online. I did 3 rides. I did 3 rides in 15 hours and 25 minutes. You can't see it. That's $95. I did 3 rides. I made $95. 3 rides, $95. But it took me 15 hours and 25 minutes to do 3 rides. My active time, 1 hour and 6 minutes. So I'm making $95 an hour. You see that? I'm making $95 an hour. I drove 23 miles total, 23 miles to make $95. 23 miles, 3 rides, 1 hour and 6 minutes booked, $95. But I was online for 15 hours and 25 minutes. The fact that my active time was only 1 hour, they say, well, you're past the guarantee, Jeff. You're at $95 an hour. We guaranteed you make at least $32.50, but I was online for 15 hours and 25 minutes. You wasn't taking no rides, Jeff. What was you doing? Well, I was asleep. One day I know I was sleeping because I woke up and it said you exceeded your hours. I was like, oh shit, I forgot the app was on. Some days I'm doing private rides. Like yesterday, I had a private ride from the airport. So I'm driving from the airport and a Lyft black SUV hit for like, I think it was like 3 or 4 miles for like $25, something stupid like that. And I got this lady in my car. I'm driving. All of a sudden I heard her go, blee, 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 blee. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh shit, Lyft. Open Lyft. Right off the highway is a black SUV. I'm like, decline, shit, turn the app off quick. Because I forget to see, there's no rides on here. Because I'm doing private rides all day and I leave it on black SUV. I'll take, like when me and Jamil was chilling. We sit in the building, me and Jamil in the building chatting, talking yesterday. This was yesterday. We just sitting there chatting and talking and shit. I'm like, yeah. What the fuck? A black SUV hit. 0 miles to pick up. And I'm like, that's somebody here in the hotel with us. So I walk outside and I'm looking at the icon. So I say, Jamil, hold up. I'll be right back. Hold up. So I walk around the corner. I look, I say, Wendy? And the lady goes, Jeff? So yeah, it says 10 minutes till you be here. I'm like, 10 minutes? I'm sitting in the building right here. So I was like, Wendy? She was like, yeah. Hold on, let me see if this is the one right here. Yeah, this is the one right here. Let me rate passenger. Yep, that was her name. So that's Wendy. That's Wendy right there. And it paid, I went 6.57 miles for $35.11. So I got $4 a mile for that. I was in the hotel where she was. I was standing downstairs. And so she just, my phone was on because I just leave it on Lyft Black. And I'm just sitting there chatting with Jamil. Lady was right. And it told her I was 10 minutes away. She probably chose to wait and save or some shit. Who knows? And I'm sitting like, I walked out the door. She was sitting right there. I said, Wendy? She was like, Jeff? I said, yeah. Say you were 10 minutes away. I'm like, I'm just right in the building talking to Jamil. I'm right here. I said, Jamil, but I said, I'll be right back, bro. I'll be back. He said, all right, cool, no problem. So I went and got the truck, brought it to the front door, threw Wendy and her girl in there, took off. And then all of a sudden, as I'm coming back, Jamil got a hit. Same thing. He was at the hotel. Somebody hit his ass. Same thing. Say, do I think Trump will get involved in rideshare? No, rideshare is too small. It's too small. It's a big industry, but because it involves technology and not like actual tangible products, I don't think he'll get into. One way he's going to get involved in rideshare is through the illegals, through minimizing illegal immigrants on this soil. That's how he's going to get involved in rideshare. If you want to say how he's going to get involved, that. But as far as him saying, hey, man, Uber's charging too much, I highly doubt he does that. I highly doubt it. It's not going to, nah. But I think some of the things he does will affect rideshare. If he says, we're going to minimize illegals, we're going to do stuff with driver's license, we're going to do stuff with background checks, we're going to do all this and all that. See, this is the thing. Other countries won't allow us to go into their databases to background check the people on this soil. Another country is not giving America access to their databases, whether it's state, local, federal, countrywide. They're not doing that. So when you have illegals on our soil, you have people who don't, 100% of them are going to pass background because they have no background in America. They can look in the American system to see if there's a federal charge against them or a state charge against them. That's as far as we can go. So you got felons, you got people with records, child molestation, probably registered as sex offenders and shit like that. You got all these people on Uber and Lyft app right now because we don't have access to the systems in their country. We're not given that access. And so if you want to get rid of that type of environment in rideshare, you've got to get rid of anybody we cannot do a background check on to know about your life for the past 10 years. Because then when the motherfuckers background check me, they went way back, way back. They was even checking other. So it's like, how you background checking me, punishing me as an American citizen, but we have actual felons and people convicted of certain crimes in rideshare, in delivery right now. And your only caveat is, well, we don't have documentation that they've done something wrong. When you know they have and that you don't have access to the documentation because you can't get into their country's database. You are not registered in their country to be allowed to get into their database. So, of course, a lot of people you can't even do like that. Some people you might get a report, hey, he's like a terrorist from such and such. Like when they found those 8 terrorists in America, they found 8 registered terrorists in America that came through the southern border. If they only found 8, and you've got 25, 30 million people that came through the southern border, and they only found 8 registered terrorists. You telling me the other 25,999,990 motherfuckers are just completely innocent and have no crime whatsoever on their books? Come on, man, please, please. It's like, and I tell people, man, it's like, I don't do it. They Trump himself is for cheap labor, but that's how he stays rich. Don't let politics run your life. Exactly. And I think cheap labor is for people who treat themselves cheap. Like I said, the people in Minneapolis right now are pissed off. The people in California right now with Prop 22 are pissed off because Massachusetts just did something crazy. They just said, we will allow, the app said, we will allow you to make up to $32.50 an hour, give you 1 week of paid vacation, basically, give you all these benefits and give you workers' comp, which is accidental occupational insurance for $32.50 an hour. We'll do it for you. They're not going to say the caveats to it because I know the loopholes. So any other person out there saying, we're going to give you $15 an hour minimum wage, you could use the same loopholes. It's $15 an hour active time. So if I give you one ride, $15 for 30 miles, that's all I got to give you that hour. So you burn through, and I can keep you online for 12 hours like that. Every hour, give you a $15 ride, 30 miles, $15, 30 miles, $15, 30 miles. Because I can guarantee, even if I only said, let's say 30 minutes, if I gave you $7.50 every 30 minutes, multiply that times 2, that's $15 an hour. So I can give you a $7.50 ride every 30 minutes. Here's $7.50. Wait about an hour. Hey, here's another $7.50. Wait about an hour. Here's another $7.50. Because I'm giving you every 30 minutes, technically of active time, $15 an hour. Because you're going to say, well, I drove for $7.50 for 30 minutes, then I got a break for about an hour, then I drove for $7.50 for 30 minutes. So that means in that 1 hour of active time, you just made in 2 hours of time, $15, but 1 hour active time. People don't understand the loopholes, man. That's why they throw shit out there like active time. When I tell you on my phone about active time, I was online for $15 an hour with Lyft, 15. If they said, we're going to give you $32 an hour, Jeff, all time, that would be $450 on my phone right now, $450. But my active time is 1 hour and 6 minutes, and I made $95. So I'm $30 up according to their standard. But I was online for 15 hours. Like I said, I just let this shit run because I'm going to go. My private people call me too much. I got way too many private rides to be fucking with these apps. So a lot of times, if I put it on Uber, if I put it on Lyft X, I'm going to get rides all day. And I don't have time for that because I got private clients. If I put it on XL, I'm going to get rides all day, 11 miles away to take a small group of people 2 miles, and they're going to give me $8 for it. No, I'm not doing that shit. 13 miles for $8 XL, not doing it. So I just leave it on black and black SUV. I don't move it off of black and black SUV because I don't really want rides on there. I want to go out and create my own money. And that's why I keep saying, Pedro, if you can go out and do this shit, go out and do it. Be influence, true influence. I know it's a lot of motherfuckers out there making videos of you right now. Guess what? Spotlight's on you, dog. Go out there, use that big ass truck, drum you some business. Make sure that spotlight is so fucking bright it blinds those motherfuckers. Go out there and show them how to really make money. Because they want to sit up there and fuck with you and play with your name. Let them. Make sure when they say your name, they put some respect on that shit. You gonna be making $100 an hour. They making videos. And I told you already, YouTube only pays you $30 a day. So these motherfuckers making $30 a day to make videos about you, and you making $100 an hour. Tell them put some respect on your fucking name when they put Pedro in their title. This is how you do it, dog. Get that truck, make some fucking money. Show these motherfuckers, watch me. Tell them on the next video, watch me. Boost my motherfucking views up, watch me. And go out there and make that money and show people in rideshare you are worth more than what they think you are. You're worth more. Don't let them sit around and tell you worth $15 an hour. Minnesota. Don't let them tell you need welfare. Prop 22. Don't let them tell you that shit, because in Massachusetts, if they don't use the loophole, they'll do okay. But even at $32.50 an hour, is that one app or both apps? Because if they guarantee you make $32.50 an hour on both apps, that means you can make up to $65 an hour. You have to use Uber and Lyft both. Uber and Lyft, if they want to be constituted as separate organizations, each has to pay you $32.50 an hour if you're online at both. If you're running $32.50 an hour on both, that means you got $65. You got $32.50 here, $32.50 here. You're making $65 an hour. You do that shit for 10 hours a day. You're making $650 a day running two apps, but you ain't getting no fucking sleep. And they're going to guarantee that. They're going to guarantee you $32 an hour, $32 an hour, $32.50, $65 an hour all day running two apps. And motherfuckers is like, yeah, we make $15 an hour minimum. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So make sure you go out there. Just like when they say, we're going to guarantee you make 70%. The number's fucked up. Because it's not 70% of what the passenger paid. It's 70% of the fare. The passengers paid $300. But don't forget, they're going to knock off 25% off that. So the passenger didn't pay $300. The passenger really paid $240. The fares are really $240. That's the way they're looking at it. They're going to knock off about $60, $70 right off the top. That's for us. That's all of our fees. Now what's left is the fare. We're going to give you 70% of that. But you don't even get 70% of that unless they give the adjustment at the end of the week. They'll tell you a lot of times, well, you're getting 70% of the fare, not of what the passengers paid, but of the fare. Understand, you got to read these fucking fine print, read these words, because this is how they're getting over on drivers who don't know how to read. And oh yeah, I'm getting 70%. Look, it says it on my phone screen. And I'll say, okay, how much does the passenger pay? Well, it says 75. No, it doesn't say that. That just says what they paid after external fees and everything. Look at the very top of the screen. They paid $100. 100. So if you got 70% of the 100, you'd have $70. How much did you get? 55? Yeah, so you got 55%. You didn't get 70%. If it's $100 and you got 55 of the 100, you got 55%, not 70%. Understand what's going on. 70% of what the passenger paid would leave you with $70. You're getting 70% of the fare. And they can make up a fare. Fees are made up. Fees are created out of thin air. Oh, we're going to call insurance this. We're going to call Lyft fees this. We're going to call this. They just make up shit. They take away your surge. They make up fake surge. All these numbers are fictitious numbers. They're all fictitious. The only numbers that they call static numbers are the numbers that they put on their screen. And even when you get your 1099, what does it say? It says everything the passenger paid. So if you're getting 70% of what the passenger paid and they're putting what the passenger paid on your 1099, don't you think you should be applying that number at the top of the screen that's on your 1099? They don't. They screw with you, man. They screw with you. And I'm there, yeah, fees, and more fees. Man. That's how they get us, man. That's how they get us. They live 275 to go 80 miles to the airport, driver getting 80 and think they're winning. It reminds me of the Sopranos quote. Some people are so far behind in the race, they believe they're winning. That's real shit. They getting lapped up. It's like, nah, dog, you ain't winning. You about to get lapped up. You think you in first place. That dude is about to lap you up. He's already been all the way around you. But he's behind me, though. But yeah, you're a lap down. Sorry, you about to get lapped up. And it's like, if they paying $275, I'm getting at least $250 of that. We gonna have a conversation. We gonna have a conversation. Because I ain't doing that shit. Nope. Exactly. Those apps think we can't do basic math. I see you motherfuckers. Be like, I see you, motherfucker. I know, and you get the free hot dogs. So shit, you get the free hot dogs with every pigeon pay fare. You get a free hot dog. Roll up to 7-Eleven and show them your phone screen. Hey man, I got $15 out of that $45 ride, bruh. Hot dogs are on the second shelf over there. Thank you. It's like shit. As a true independent contractor, instead of getting 50%, you're better off getting 100% on private rides. Exactly. Because 50% is not cutting it. Not in this economy. And it's funny that when they said on this agreement that they just came out with Massachusetts, they're going to increase it. They said it. They're going to increase it annually based on inflation. So if Uber and Lyft are willing to increase their fare annually based on inflation, why haven't they done that to every state? Why are we seeing lower fares now? Why are we still seeing $2.62 rides right now? If they said in Massachusetts on this settlement, we're willing to increase every year the fares based on inflation. They haven't done it for no fucking body. So how are you going to sit there in everybody's face and tell everybody, unless your state comes to us and makes it a law, we're going to keep playing y'all. These are void contracts. These are voidable contracts. Unless your state comes to us and tells us to increase your pay every year based on inflation, we're not going to do it. And they don't. Not a single state out, not a single driver in any state who doesn't have the law backing them has had an increase in the fares we've gotten from the time you've driven. We've seen fares go down. Inflation going up, fares going down. The Massachusetts decision says we're going to increase your rates annually due to inflation. Nobody sees it, though. Nobody sees it. I'm telling y'all, pay attention. You got a lot of pigeons out there. And I think in the comments, a lot of these pigeons are either employees, people who know employees, people who are probably faking like they drivers and they really not drivers, because the shit they saying don't make no sense to somebody with a brain. I've been doing this for 18 years. You guys better do what's in those contracts. You better do it or you're going to suffer if you don't do it. Like, this motherfucker's faking to be a driver. He's probably an employee sitting at his desk right now. And they're like, hey, man, get over there on that thing and let people know, man. They gotta do these. Well, I'm gonna pretend to be a driver today. Let me go get on this comment thread. I'm gonna pretend that I'm a driver for 18 years. Hey, I'm a driver for 18 years. And I'm like, bruh, you claim you're a driver for 18 years. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Nobody knows. So you could be anybody. You could be right now sitting in Uber break room eating a fucking Danish right now. Nobody knows who you are. I'm a driver for 18 years. You guys got to do what's in these contracts. If you don't do it, you're going to get in trouble. And I'm like, does anybody know you? Can anybody even validate or verify who you are? You could be an employee who was just hired 3 fucking weeks ago to get on YouTube and fuck with us. We don't know you. You guys got to do it. If you don't do it, you don't know what you're talking about. You're going to get people in trouble. You don't know what you're talking. Who the fuck are you? I need to know who you are first. You ain't verified. No, you just somebody on the internet typing. I've never even seen your name before. It's like shit. Exactly. Uber and Lyft ain't even been around for 18 years. But this, hey, the comment is on my video. Dude really said it. I've been doing this for 18 years. This motherfucker probably been working for Uber for 3 months. I'm like, man, this motherfucker's crazy. Go look at the comment. It's on my video. Dude straight said he's been doing this for I've been doing this for 18 years. You guys got to do what's in the contract. If you don't do what's in the contract, then you're violating the contract. I'm like, bro, all contracts are not legal contracts. Just because you write something and say, don't make it legal. It's a void contract. Yeah, he's sitting in the gun with these nuts, dripping like a necklace. Oh, man. So, man, oh, man, I'm tired of the apps, all of them. They try to tell us what we're worth. I know I'm worth. If it's $1, it's $1. Say 100 is more like it. Exactly. I don't know. I think it's the video talking about voidable contracts. Or if it's not void and voidable contracts, it's the one the very last one that I dropped. It could be that one. Or the one before that, because it was a recent video. It was a very recent video, and his name is Kev something, all this shit after his name or whatever. I'm like, dude, come on, man, come on. He's actually in a comment under a comment. I gotta find it. But the shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. Well, let me see if I can go find it real quick. I'm gonna see something. Actually, I'm inside of a video right now. Wait, not in the video. Damn it. How can I go back? How can I go back? I'm gonna find this comment for you, brother. I'm gonna find this comment. I hope so. I hope so. I know it's in here. It has to be in here. Oh, I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, damn it. I don't see it nowhere in here right now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's on the comment. New Uber Advantage mode, more, and it's under Carlos's comment. So this is Carlos's comment on the video right there. Oh. So that's Carlos's comment right there. And his is right up under it. His is right up under it. Oh, let's see. Yep. And you'll see right up under that comment. That's when because he said for shits and giggles, blah, blah, blah. But then you'll see his comment within that comment. It's right up under that comment. So I was like, man, that dude, and I saw that shit, I'm like, this dude got to be either an app employee or just somebody fucking around, because nobody in their right mind will say everything. And I said something like, I said something about the, I told him, I said, yeah. Wait a minute. This is what I said. Let me copy what I said. It might not post it all because I know you can't post so much. Yeah, it might not post it all. No telling. But what if it might not show it? Yeah, so that's what I said, those two things. Because I told him, it's like this dude was trying to say that once you become an Uber rider, once you become an Uber or Lyft rider, you are forever an Uber or Lyft customer, and you can't steal their customer. Because once you become a customer of Walmart, you can never go to fucking Target. Once you go to Target, you can never go to Walmart. Once you eat at McDonald's, you can never go to Burger King. And if you eat at Burger King, you can't go to Church's Chicken. Because once you do something once, you are forever locked into being that person's customer. That's his mentality. Oh, these is Uber clients. These is Lyft clients. These are not your clients. You got to go find your own client. Let me go fucking up to McDonald's. Hey, I saw you eating at Burger King yesterday, dog. What you doing at McDonald's? I can eat where I want to eat, motherfucker. No, you a McDonald's client. No, you a Burger King client. You got to go back to Burger King, dog. You can't come over and eat. Just like you see somebody in my car. Hey, you doing a private ride? Yeah. You took an Uber yesterday. Yeah, I took an Uber yesterday. I met this dude, though. You an Uber client. You can't be in his car as a private ride. You're an Uber client. No, I used Uber yesterday. I'm not using Uber today. I met this guy. This guy does it for cheaper. Plus, all the money goes to him. But, dude, you're an Uber customer. What are you doing? Motherfucker, I'm thinking, this is what that dude was thinking. I'm like, why in the fuck would somebody think just because you use Uber one day, you are forever an Uber client? Because you use Lyft one day, you're forever a Lyft. This is a fair market. This is a free market. If you want to use Uber, by all means, we even give you the option. If you don't want to convert with us, cool, don't convert. Knock yourself out. Don't convert. No, I just want to leave it on the app. Cool, cancel, drive off. Hey, man, hope you find a ride. Have a good day, man. Hope you enjoy Arizona. Oh, you're not taking me? No, you say you're leaving this shit on the app. I'm not driving for the app, not at that price. So what are you saying? I'm saying I'll do it for 50. I'm not doing it for 31. I'll do it for 50, but not for 31. Okay, let's do it for 50 then. Thought so. Because I'm not going to sit there and tell you that you don't have to be an Uber client. You could be an Uber client if you want to. Uber's the one telling you that you can't be my client. Uber's trying to control the market. Uber has void contracts. But that's why I said in the last one, Uber said you can't do off-app trips unless, when Uber says unless, that means you can't use Jeff unless Jeff has, like, how the fuck you gonna tell me who I can and can't use unless you ain't the police? Like, Uber is not the police. Lyft ain't the police. I could use who I want to use because it's a free, fair market out there. But you got, like I said, that dude, Kev, that was on there, I think he was probably an app employee. Because you don't sit up there and think just because somebody had an app on their phone, it makes them now owned by that app. You're an Uber client. What makes you say that? Well, because you use Uber one day. Maybe it was the day I needed to use Uber because there were no private drivers available. Really, I'm a private driver type of person, but no private drivers were available, so I went to Uber. So Uber stole a private driver's client, basically. I've been doing private drives, doing private rides with people, for 3 weeks straight. I couldn't find nobody that does private rides. So I said, well, shit, fuck it. Let me use Uber. That means Uber stole a private driver's client. But nobody thinks like that. They think everybody's an Uber or a Lyft client if they're using rideshare. You're either an Uber client or a Lyft client. Hum has to steal Uber clients and Lyft clients. Rides has to steal Uber clients and Lyft clients. Empower has to steal Uber. Revo has to steal Uber and Lyft clients. Everybody's got to steal Uber and Lyft clients. These people are not Uber and Lyft clients. They are people who use the Uber and Lyft app freely. If you want to make them your private client, you have to speak to them, or they will not be your private client. They will keep getting on Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft does not own these people. Uber and Lyft markets to these people to say, hey, keep using our app. Please keep using our app. And I'll say, you can use Uber and Lyft if you want to, but these are my rates. And I don't take the rates that Uber and Lyft is paying me. So you ain't going to ride in my truck for $19 when you just paid $47 for this ride. You paid $47. You didn't pay me $47. You paid Uber $47. So if you want to ride in my truck, this is what I'm saying you got to pay. I'm an independent contractor. If Uber wants me to put you in my truck, then Uber needs to step up to the plate and say, hey, don't fuck with Jeff. We just charge these people $47. Give Jeff $35. Because if you don't give Jeff $35, he's going to get $35 straight up from this person, because I know how Jeff operates. He's that type of independent contractor. So if you don't pay Jeff, we're not getting nothing. At least we can get like $12 out of it. We take 47, give Jeff 35, we getting 12. But if we don't give Jeff nothing but $19, $20, Jeff's getting the whole 35 and we get nothing. So we got a choice to fucking make. We got a choice. We know how Jeff roll. We got a choice to make. These people don't own Uber. Uber and Lyft don't own these people. These people have a choice to use whatever they want to use. If they feel like using a fucking skateboard to get around town, they can. They want to use a bird scooter, knock yourself out. They want to call a friend, call a cousin, call a next door neighbor. They want to stick their thumb out and hitchhike. If a motherfucker's brave enough to pick them up, pick them up. But you are not a Uber or Lyft client just because somebody jumps in comments saying you're an Uber and Lyft client and people are going to steal you off the Uber and Lyft app. No, we're just giving you a choice. It's up to you whether or not you want to stay on the Uber Lyft app. Because if I say, hey, you can ride with me, but Uber's only paying me $11, I'll do it for $25. Uber's trying to give me $11. Oh, you only getting $11? Bro, we paid $32 for this ride. You're getting $11. Yep, man, we paid we'll give you 25. Shit, I'll give you 25. Cool, let's go. That's a choice. I gave him a choice. This is a free market. If you're saying I can't give somebody a choice because I'm locked in to a void contract, a contract that all these, they Uber and Lyft won't even go to court. They so scared they won't even go to court. These are all void contracts. If they're not void and they call them legal contracts, and that means they're voidable because Uber says they're voidable right to your face. Uber says we have the right to deactivate you for no reason. We have a right to pull our insurance away from you without notice. That means these contracts are voidable by one party. If one party has the right to pull out of the contract for any reason whatsoever, that makes it a voidable contract. Look at my video about voidable contracts. There is no breach in a voidable contract. You can't breach it by saying, Jeff, we deactivated you yesterday. Okay, cool. But it's a voidable contract. They told me it's a voidable contract. I bet this Kev has a crooked buzz. Oh man, Kev's video was funny yesterday. He did a live stream yesterday. Jamil was messing with him about his mustache. He said, your mustache is crooked. Kev got up in the middle of the live stream, went to the bathroom and shaved his mustache and came back. That shit was straight as arrow. That live stream was funny as hell, man. That you had us dying laughing. But no, that's why these contracts are voidable contracts. They're void because they're illegal. And they want to say, well, they're illegal, but they're voidable. They're one or the other one. And it's up to you as an independent contractor to get the knowledge on what it means to be void, what it means to be voidable. No other channel is telling you that shit. Name one other channel that told you about void contracts, voidable contracts. Just name one, because we've been doing this shit for a long time. Name one channel that told you that. And I'm not saying I'm the best channel out there. I'm saying who's looking out for you? Who's trying to give you knowledge and information versus who's trying to lead your ass to the slaughterhouse of sheep? I'm not trying to keep you on these ragged ass apps that I know have void contracts. If they weren't void, they wouldn't be paying restitution in Massachusetts right now. They wouldn't be paying restitution in New York right now. When you pay restitution, that means there was a crime committed. If there's a crime committed and the contractor used to commit that crime, that makes that contract void because it was an illegal contract. Go deeper into this material and stop being a pigeon. Stop being a sheep. Understand what's going on. And once you understand that, these apps can't say shit to you. They got a bunch of people who work at these apps in customer service when it's not the AI people, the regular people. Now, the regular people are not that intelligent because you cannot have intelligent people working customer service. And I will tell you why. If you have intelligent people working customer service, you cannot give them a script. All my live streams are script free. There's not a single live stream I've ever done, even the 7-hour live stream I've done. There is no script. You cannot script intelligent people. People who don't know what to say, script. People who don't have that quickness of thought, that wit, you have to give them a script. When you work customer service, the first thing they do is, we have a script. This script works. Read this script. Good morning, Jeff. This is Nicole. I am with Uber. How may I help you? My mission is to help you today. That's a script. You can tell when motherfuckers call your phone. Hello, Jeff. This is Sarah, and this is on the recorded line. Just want to make sure. Like, that's all a fucking script. But you call me, I ain't got no script. I'm straight up with you. I know law. Like I said, I'm 2 steps ahead of the fucking game. I've thought 2 years I've been thinking for a long time. I know what to say. My brain and my mouth work in conjunction. I know what to say. So when I'm speaking to you, I don't have a script. I don't got to do customer service. I do community service. I'm out in the community serving my community. You can't script community service. You script customer service. So when I'm talking to my drivers, I'm serving my community. When I talk to riders, I'm serving my community. And each pitch I do is independent to whoever I'm speaking to. The only thing I make sure I tell them is how much I'm getting paid, what you getting paid, what I can do for you. It ain't no script. I use different tone of voice. I use a different approach. I use whether it's cool people, if it's stuck up people. It ain't no fucking script. But yet when you call customer service, you have to have low intelligent people to promote and push shit that they know is wrong. When you hear people scheming and scamming people to get access to their bank accounts or their credit cards or their phone records, it's all a script. They say, this is how you get inside of people's shit. This is what you do. You got to say, this is such and such from this company. Other day, case in point. The other day, I hope I still got it in my phone. I hope I do. I probably don't because I'm an asshole like that. Oh, let's see. But the other day, so my phone rings. I never answer it. Is it in here? No, I must have deleted it already. So my phone rings and I'm like, no. So I'm like, hey, this is Jeff. Hey, Jeff, this is such and such. And we noticed that your security system is out of date or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's out of date. I'm like, I've had this house for a while. So the security, they've updated it once, maybe. I just, add cameras every once in a while. Yeah, well, we're going to give a consultation. We're going to update your panel. We're going to do this, do that, all free of charge, blah, 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 this and that. I'm like, okay, cool. This is a script. Trust me. I'm talking to somebody who's reading a script. I'm sharp as a motherfucker. I don't need a script. So the guy's like, yeah, and we're going to upgrade your panel. We're going to do this. We're going to do that for you. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. And we're going to make sure you got the latest. And I said, okay. I said, before you keep going. He says, we just need to set up an appointment with you. Can we come Thursday? Set up an appointment. I said, you can come Thursday. It's totally fine. You can come Thursday. I said, but you need to make sure you call me before you come. Call me before you come to my house. Because if you just come to my house, I'm not going to open my door for you because I don't open my door just for random people. So you need to call me and tell me you're on your way. Okay, cool. I said, but before you come, let me tell you something. I said, for one, I'm not giving you any credit card information. So don't ask me for any credit card information. Ask me for any bank account information, any debit card. Don't ask me for anything like that because I already got money coming out of my account every month for ADT. And the guy, he was on the phone. He was like, well, we're not ADT. I said, who are you? He said, we're Brinks. I said, well, why'd you call me telling me all about my system, saying I need to update my system, saying it's been a long time since I updated my system and all this. Say, so you tried to pull a fast one on me. You're not even ADT. You're not my company. You're a whole nother company trying to sell me your security system. So you're going to put in all your shit and come in and ask for all my payment information. Now I got to call ADT. I got to cancel my ADT. I got to go on my telephone, get rid of my ADT alarm app and put on a new Brinks alarm app. So you're telling me it's a whole lot more to you versus just coming out and giving me a consultation. He was like, yeah, well, we're trying to sell our security system. I said, well, why don't you just start with that? Why don't you start fucking with me right off the bat? And I'm telling you, I'm sitting in my garage and the way I'm talking to you on this microphone is how I was talking to him. He was a brother. He was a brother. So he knew where I was coming from. I was like, so why don't you just tell me that shit right off the bat? You just told me, hey, Jeff, man, this is Brinks. We are competitive with the current system you got. We can save you some money. We're going to come out and give you all new systems. You could have told me that shit right off the bat. Say, but you throwing it at me like you guys are just coming to update my system free of charge. You guys are ADT. You're not even ADT. And he was like, yeah, man, well, this is what we have to do, in order to get sales. And we just come out and we do sales and we let you know the system we got is much better than the system you currently have because it's, you got an outdated system. We got a newer system. And I'm like, I said, I tell you what, you can come out. You can do if you feel like coming out Thursday, you can come out and do a pitch. Show me everything you got. Come out Thursday. Show me everything you got. I want to see your system. I want to see everything. But I will not be giving you a payment system at all that day. And I just want you to know that. I just want to see what you got, what you're working with. And he was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll just tell my boss, whatever. I said, yeah, you tell him what. The guy sent me a text. And he says, just confirming that we're online for Thursday or something like that. So it wasn't him sending the text message. It was somebody else because I had already told him everything. So somebody else sent me a text message. Just confirm. I said, remember, during our confirmation, I will not giving you any payment information because I already paid ADT and not switching my payment information, this and that. The guy said, okay. The texter said, okay. I haven't heard from them yet because they were reading a script. When you read a script and you're dealing with an intelligent person can break that fucking script down. And when you make somebody not intelligent think, you can see those motherfuckers thinking. The wheels are spinning in real time. He's like, well, we actually, because we're Brinks and, we're like a competitor. And I said, well, why didn't you just tell me that when you first hit? You could have said that just to start it off with. You have to hit me with all this, my system is outdated and all that shit. Tell me what's real. What up, Endorphin? And yeah, exactly. And that's what it was. It was, they wanted to give me all this equipment for free, all this shit for free at a savings. And I'm thinking, okay, I said, well, I'm not going to give you my credit card, my debit card, my bank account information. I'm not giving you any of that because I already pay ADT every month. I paid them already. So I'm not switching none of my payment information. I'm not switching the app on my telephone. Oh, well, we're Brinks. I thought so. Because the way you were trying to come at me sideways, I didn't think you were ADT because ADT knows who the fuck I am. They know everything about me. ADT will send me an email. They'll call me on the phone. It'll say ADT on my phone. So the fact that you're reading the script shows me you're the type of people that are hired, just like Uber's customer service. You're the type of people they hire. When you don't know how to sell shit to an intelligent person, you read a script. If I got to sell you my services when I'm cruising around in these fucking streets in my car, I'm going to sell you my services without a script because I already know what to say. I've been doing this for a while. I know if you say, well, I'm actually using a credit card, a company card, guess what? I got Square. If you need a receipt, I'll give you a receipt on Square. Like I said, I got all Square payments on my phone from people who say, well, I use a company credit card. I use Square. Oh, you do? Yeah. You ain't got to go through Cash or Cash App. We can use Square. Intelligent person stays on top of that shit. We know how to fucking adapt to any situation. But when this guy called me about the alarm and I threw that shit at him, he didn't know how to adapt to this situation. He shut down. Yeah. And he was a brother. Like I said, he was a brother. I could tell you, we're Brinks and what we have to do, we're like selling, our equipment. And I'm like, I know. I said, I'm sitting in my garage. And I tell people I love sitting in my garage because my garage creates thought. It creates ingenuity. When you sit around a whole bunch of tools and equipment and shit, you get some great ideas, but it's always flowing. When you land in the bed, you're not really thinking about creative shit. You're thinking about rest and sleep and everything. You want to get active? Walk in a garage. You're going to get active. So when I sit in my garage, don't try to fucking sell me shit because my brain is already active already. I'm creative at that point. So if you're going to try to hit me up with something, oh shit, motherfucker, you better come with it because I'm a pretty sharp person when it comes to sales. And you trying to sell me some shit. Just like when the people come to my house all the time. They knock on everybody's door in my neighborhood. They come knock on the door. Dude, hey, we're just in the neighborhood and we're passing. We're actually working on one of your neighbors' houses around the corner here. And we're making sure everybody, understand we're here to do. We'll contact your insurance company. We'll contact your agent and I go, I'm only renting this house. Yeah, my landlord already knows about, he wants to redo the roof one day, but I'm just renting it. Oh, okay. Is there any number I can reach your landlord? He's in the military. So he's like stationed all over the world at any given time. Okay. I said, you got a card? Motherfucker, give me a card. He has no idea the whole time he was talking to a fucking homeowner, but he's not sharp enough to realize how to break through that barrier. I'm the homeowner. You're talking to me right to my fucking face. And I just told you I was renting this house and that the landlord is actually in the military on duty right now. You're not even sharp enough to see through my bullshit. All these badass cars in front of my house. The way this property looks, you really think a landlord did this shit? I did this shit because it's my house. You think a landlord gonna allow me to do all the shit to this property that's done to this property? Build all these fucking structures every fucking where, have all these badass cars in the front yard, and I'm just renting this motherfucker? Really? You really believe that? This shows you how not intelligent some of these fucking salespeople are. They're reading the script. He's reading the script. Because I'd be like, you just renting this motherfucker? Wait, you got this badass car, this bad dude. You should be buying a house with all these badass cars. What's your name anyway? Find out my name. Be like, well, according to records, Jeff Watts owns this fucking house. So you telling me you're renting and your name is Jeff Watts and you just so happen to have a landlord with the same fucking name you got? You really gonna tell me that shit and think I'm gonna believe Jeff Watts is your landlord and your name just so happen to be Jeff Watts with a big ass J Watts shirts on? Come on, man. I fucking call that mother. You got a J Watts shirt on. You don't wear your landlord's gear, motherfucker. How you gonna wear your landlord gear to the front door? Big ass shirt saying Jeff Watts on this motherfucker. And I'm like, I'm renting. These motherfuckers are not smart. They're not that intelligent. You can run any registration on any car out there. It'll come back with me on it. Jeff Watts. Wait a minute. So every car out here is registered to Jeff Watts, who happens to own this fucking house, who happens to be your landlord, who's overseas right now in the military. But you live here? Yeah. With a J Watts shirt on? Yeah. They ain't that. Like I said, they script readers, man, ain't that smart. The only thing I could do, like I said, I could just, it's easy. It's easy to talk to stupid people, man. Easy. Because you can throw them off real fucking quick. Just tell them, say, oh, I'm just renting. That's all, I'm just renting. Okay, sorry. Well, you got a card or something? Man, I got 1 million cards from 1 million people soliciting in this fucking neighborhood, and everybody think I'm renting this fucking house. Because that's the first thing I tell them. I'm just renting. I'll be like, no, it's okay. You know, I'm good. Fuck that. I'm just renting. You can run license plates on everything around this motherfucker. All cars come back registered to the person that owns this fucking house. And it happens to be the motherfucker you talking to telling you the landlord is overseas right now. Coincidence? Yeah, smart motherfuckers. Like I said, man, you don't hire the most intelligent people to do customer service. You hire people who read scripts. Intelligent people know how to fucking navigate this world because we see void contracts. We see voidable contracts. We see through bullshit all the time. Like I said, it's like being in the Matrix. You sit back in the Matrix, you see lines coming down the screen. When somebody's coming up to my house to sell me something, they can only sell to the homeowner. Anybody renting does not have the authority to make a decision on this house, especially a major decision like that. If you're renting, you can't make a fucking house renovation decision if you're just renting. So if you don't want to argue with this fucking person, just tell them you renting. They leave your fucking property. You shut the door and you go back to eating ice cream, whatever the fuck you was doing. They think you renting. They never had 2 and 2 in their head to run all the plates on this fuck. They do. Run this license plate for me, Jeff Watts. Run this license plate, Jeff Watts. Run this license plate, Jeff Watts. Who owns this house? Jeff Watts. This motherfucker with J Watts just answered the door. He got us. It's like, exactly. But they're not that smart. They're not that smart. Like I said, I just fuck with them. And I know they all trying to make money and do their fucking thing, but I ain't got time for that shit. I don't even sit there and argue. I don't even argue. It's like, nah. What's this? Uber support is like a person in the hostage video. Reading that note the terrorist gave. Now I'm being treated well. No harm is coming to me. That's a good. Exactly, Jonah. This is, I'm sorry that your trip did not go as planned. I will not be able to give you $5 according to our policy. Sorry. Tears down face. Ripe eye with fist. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I was reading something else. My bad. These motherfuckers. They reading the whole thing. Like, hang up phone. I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to read that. I know. Don't support your name is Fuckabird. I know it. I'm not Ubered. I'm Fuckabird, motherfucker. But real shit though, man. These, like I said, some of these customer service people, they're not that intelligent. I don't even bother with them, man. I don't even bother with them. Once you know the law, like I said, I already know you can't make a renovation to a house if you're just renting it. They have to talk to the person who has who can make like contract decisions on the property. People renting can't make contract decisions. So if you don't want nobody to fuck with you, just say you renting a house. They don't got to know who the fuck you are. They don't care about you. Like, you're like, oh no, I'm the homeowner, motherfucker. Big ass chest all puffed out. Yes, you are speaking with the homeowner. Now you're gonna be stuck sitting there for an hour trying to argue these motherfuckers. Then you're gonna call a boss over. And then a boss gonna be arguing with you. Now you say, why did you say you're a homeowner? Just say you renting. You ain't never gonna see this person ever again. Just say I'm renting. Okay, thanks. Sorry for worse. No problem. Fucking they walk off and you like go back to your house again. I don't bother with these people, man. So it's like, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Richard said, I don't like the $32.50 hourly wage. They need to do taxi mileage system. They can pay drivers $1.50, $1.75 a mile, charge passengers $2.25 to $2.50. Uber, Lyft, and driver will make money. I agree with that. If you charge me per mile, and this is what's going to happen in California, because California is doing that 3 cents a mile pilot, but Newsom is saying they're going to actually go up to about 30 cents a mile. 30 cents a mile. Every 3 miles you drive in California, you're going to have to pay $1. For every 3 miles, you pay $1. You go 6 miles, you're paying $2. Now, Uber only pays you $6 a mile. I mean, $6 to go about 12 miles. So if you're losing, so you're going to have to deduct $4 off that. You're going to be making $2 a trip if you have to pay the state $4 out of the mileage you drove. If Newsom says you're going to be paying 30 cents a mile for mileage. I don't understand how these people are expecting drivers to even make money. California is like, the initiatives they're running in California are just not worth, I don't know. If I was in California, I'd be looking at moving to Idaho or Wyoming. Really, I'd be like, I'm moving to Idaho. I'm out of here. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Because there's no way I'm going to be paying 3 cents a mile, 30 cents a mile just to be driving around. It ain't happening. Because they made a decision. Everybody's going to have EVs. We're going to make everybody go to EVs. And then they're like, oh shit, we're running out of money. Why? We never thought about the gas tax. Yeah. Well, why don't we just tax people with Teslas? And Tesla people like, wait a minute. You told us it was going to be cheaper to own a Tesla because we won't have to be dealing with gas. Yeah, but you're still going to kind of pay for gas through this new tax we're coming out with. So why don't we just stick with a fucking gas car? Now I got a $10,000 battery I got to replace. Every time something happens to my car, it's $400 or $500 a pop. Just because I'm like, hey, can you look at my car? It's $450 at Tesla because real shops don't work on Teslas. Only Tesla work at Tesla. So I'm sitting there like, these people in Tesla's got played. You got sold a bill of goods. Go global. Go help the client. Help the climate out. Yeah, just buy a Tesla. And in the meantime, your fucking bank account is like, every time something happens. It's like, man. Oh, there's the thing popped up. Yeah, thank you for calling support. It's Preety. How can I be of assistance today? Exactly. Yep, that governor needs to be voted out, period. And I'm telling you what it is. It's racketeering, it's lobbying. And they admitted in Massachusetts that Uber and Lyft pays lobbyists. They said they spent up to $45 million pushing and promoting an agenda. That means we're paying lobbyists a lot of money in this state, a lot of money. And then you've got California who won't admit that lobbyists are being paid, but we know it, which is why California keeps having these stupid ass laws that hurt their citizens all the time. Citizens are like the slaves of California, and they work in the plantation of California. Every dollar you make, they finding a way to get it out of your hand. They're figuring some new way out to get that dollar out of your hand. Yet the politicians get richer and richer. The corporations are getting richer and richer. And the people who are working there getting poor, worse off, more stressed out, not getting ahead in life. And I'm like, you guys don't see, you got to vote these people the fuck out. You got to get them out of there. They're ruining your free life. They're ruining every citizen's life. And you guys are, well, that's because we love Newsom. He's this and he's that, and he's a Democrat. I'm just like, once you hear the D word, I'm like, I don't want to talk no more, man. I'm out. It's plantation mentality. I'm out. And it's not like I said, I don't hate Democrats. I was married to a couple of them. But it's like, you have to be a progressive Democrat to where you're willing to sit down at the table and have a conversation like two human beings having a conversation. I could talk to Democrats all day, but you got to be willing to have a conversation. And you got to do two things for me if you're a Democrat. And it's going to be very hard. Speak of a Republican without using the word racist. It's almost unimaginable for a Democrat to not bring up any racism when it comes to a Republican. Because Confederate flag. KKK. I'm like, well, the Confederate flag and the KKK both originated in the Democratic South, as they were Democrats who originated those flags as a stance and a position against the established government. Established government was Republicans. Republicans didn't originally carry the Confederate flag, nor were they parts of the KKK. That was all Southern Democrat. Republicans took that. It's kind of like how black people took the N-word and use it for power. Because when you want to take a stance against government now, what do? You look at the Confederate flag as a stance against the established government. If the established government right now we have are people saying we want illegal immigrants to run our country, and you want to go against the established government, you grab the Confederate flag as a symbol to be against the established government. That's how the Confederate flag came back into play. It came back into play because it had a stench. It had a stench on it. Nobody liked the Confederate flag. Even after the Civil War, nobody liked it. It was a bad symbol, horrible symbol. But when you look at what the symbol symbolized, it symbolized I am against the established government that's doing shady shit right now. That's what I'm against. When you look at how the N-word was used back in slave days, and you look how the N-word is used now, two totally different things. Back then, it was used as a derogatory. Now it's used as, hey, you're my N-word. We're the coolest N-words on the block. It's used as almost like prestige. How do you take something derogatory and make it prestige? The same way when you take a Confederate flag and you all of a sudden you make it a thing of prestige. You take it from one element and you kind of transfer it. It's called alchemy. If you look up alchemy, is how you can change things from one property in one state into something of another property in another state. It's alchemy. You take the egregious terms of the N-word, all of the stigmas attached to it and everything else, and you turn it into something glamorous. And you could become a millionaire rapping using the N-word. You can call everybody the N-words and you can all be cool as the N-words. It went through an alchemy process. You turn like wood and rocks into gold somehow. It went through alchemy. Same way with the Confederate flag, the KKK, Southern Democrats, it was anti-black, burning down the town of Tulsa and everything else. And it went through an alchemy process. And it became, this is what an anti-government stance looks like. It looks like we need to fight for something. We need to be about something. Push something through alchemy. Understand what alchemy is. And you'll see how things change from one state and one property, one completely direction to something different that you never even intended on. It's alchemy. I actually wear a shirt sometimes that says American Alchemist. I'm telling a lot of shit I tell y'all is because it's already shit that I've done or I've said. I wear a shirt. I think, is it on my, I don't know if it's on my shirt website, but I know I wore it on Facebook a few times. But it says American Alchemist. And what an American alchemist is, in my position, what I think in my soul is somebody who takes something from one state and you transfer it to another state. When you take drivers from a state of, you guys are nothing but drivers, you guys are this and that, and you change to the state of contractors who know how to make fucking money the right way. Now you got apps that are scared of us now. Alchemy created that fear. We were nothing. We were easily walked on. They've been taking away fear, taking away money, taking away money, taking away money. Now you've got agreements of them saying, we're going to give you guys increases based on inflation now. They're saying, we're going to give you money back. Why would they say that? Because of alchemy. They know that we understand our worth. And if you don't pay us, we're going to take the fucking money. It's alchemy. It's all it is. And I'm one of those people that I'm a firm believer in things of the old. If you know how to work it right and you know how to deal with the chemical components of it. And when I say chemical components, it's also intellect, because you have chemicals in your brain. There's chemical components even in your brain. You could take something and you could transfer it to something else. Like I said, look at how the N-word used to be used. Look at how it's used today. Alchemy. And I'm one of those people, man. I'm a firm believer in, and you can't always revert something back to its old phase again. You could take, if I said we can no longer say the N-word on American soil, people would have a fucking meltdown. They would literally have a meltdown because they have embraced that word so much. It has become such a powerful tool when it used to be such a degrading tool. It has become such a powerful tool in their everyday vernacular, powerful tool in their art, their music, their dance, their song, whatever the fuck. It's a powerful tool now. So you can't undo the alchemy of what's been done. The same with the Confederate flag. It used to stand for Southern Democrats and the KKK. You can't undo the alchemy that has been done. It now stands for fighting on American soil against an established government that is doing wrong by its people. That's what has happened. It went from KKK and the Democrats fighting to keep slavery went through an alchemy. Now it stands for fighting for freedom for all. It's crazy how the Confederate flag, it says we're fighting for the freedom and growth and opportunity of all Americans. It's crazy how that alchemy has happened. But it's the same way as we said, the N-word went from a horrible word to use for a black person to one of the best words you can use for a black person. And if you don't use the N-word, you're really not a real N-word, because I'm a real N-word. You're not a real N-word unless you use the N-word. Like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So when I will never fly the Confederate flag myself, but I don't knock people that do, because I understand the Confederate flag and what it means, just like I understand the N-word and what it means. I may not say it, even though other people say it, and I'll let them say it. It's not my problem. I'll let them, if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. But I understand the alchemy changed. It went through an alchemic process. Same with the Confederate flag. It went through an alchemic process. I see black people walking around with the Confederate flag on, because to them, it stands for their freedom to even wrap themselves in that flag. Whether or not they feel my ancestors fought in the war against a government, it shows how strong we are. We're fighting against a government. That's what the Confederate flag means. We're fighting against an established government. And a lot of people don't like the established government we have right now, but they fly the American flag and say we're fighting against the established government, even though the established government is flying the American flag. They don't want to. They want to take it down. So they take it down out of all the national parks. All the federal parks have to take American flags out because the current administration says the American flag is offensive. You heard me right. I'm not lying. You heard what I said. It's not that the Confederate flag is offensive. The current administration says the American flag is offensive. So you have to take the American flag out of national and federal parks because they find the American flag as being offensive. What politician under this flag of the United States of America will agree that it is offensive to the point that we don't want nobody to see it? You don't need to be president. You don't need to be administration of this country if that's really how you feel about that. I can see if you said, we don't want to fly the Confederate flag. Cool, no problem. We don't want to fly the Black Lives Matter flag. That's cool. You ain't got to. We don't want to fly pride flags. That's cool. But to sit up there and say, we don't want to fly the American flag on American soil because it's offensive. I'm sorry. You probably don't need to be president of this country. You don't, man. And I'm just one of those people. I will say that shit. The Biden administration is not for Americans. All this shit that they peddle and that they push or whatever, the writing is right in front of you. It's like the actions. They will sit and say shit straight to your face. But when you tell them, why would you do this? Why would you allow them to take the American flag out of public places, out of national and federal places, because somebody said that they're offended by the American flag? If you're an American president, why would you do that? If you can't answer to that truth, you don't need to be standing up on that podium representing us as Americans. We're not from any other country. This is where we are. This is what we got. So you got to represent what we stand for, or we probably can't fuck with you. And Biden, we ain't been able to fuck with him for a long time. Really, we haven't. So that's just what it is, man. It's a violation of their oath. Yeah. Time to wake up. No one talks about blacks owning slaves. It's the have and have nots. Yeah, real shit. It's just the haves and have nots. Because I'm going to tell you 4K, Greg, this is the thing. On every continent on this planet, a civilization was enslaved. Every single continent. There has not been a single continent on this planet that has not had slaves of some race. Chinese people had Chinese slaves. They caught them in war. Japanese people had Japanese slaves. Russian people had Russian slaves. German people had German slaves. Everybody on any continent had slaves at some point. African warriors were slaves to other African warriors when they were captured in war. It's what it is. It's the truth of how this world is. On American soil, there were black slaves. There were also white slaves. There were indentured servants in Ireland who were technically slaves who could work themselves out of enslavement, but sometimes they weren't promised a fair contract. They were slaves for eternity. They were slaves. Their kids were slaves, but they call them indentured servers, saying you can work out of your contract, but they never got out of the contract. So there's a lot that happened in the history of this world, not just of this country, of this world, where they would take people that they deem lower class or lower value and make those people into slaves. And it wasn't always people that had black skin. It wasn't. We only harp on it and talk about it on American soil because it was this is one of the only country that not only freed slaves and fought for the freedom of slaves, but allowed those slaves to become a part of the government of this country that they were enslaved in. Not a lot of countries can say that. Some countries, when they got rid of their slaves, they pushed them out of the country. They said, a great migration. You've got to get out of this country. Look in the Bible. Who did Moses lead out? Moses led a lot of slaves out because over there, they didn't get a chance to become part of government, become a part of commerce. No, you have to leave this country. If you don't want to be a slave in this country, you've got to make an exodus out of this country. And Moses led a lot of the slaves out of that country. It's even in the Bible. Still to this day, when you see huge migrants going from one place to one place, it's basically slaves, people who are not accepted in society, going from one place to another place. Man, it's like, that's what slavery is. That's what slavery is. Yeah, the difference between African-American slave versus other slave, the A slave lost their identity, culture, religion, language, etc. Yeah. And the reason why that was happening is because, and the difference between African-American slave versus many other slaves, you're right. But there were other countries who were not countries, but other races who tried to be themselves within a nation. And look what happened. The Holocaust happened. So they had to fake like they weren't Jewish, or had to fake like they weren't of a certain descent, or fake like they weren't somebody, fake like they weren't religious. Even right now, they're still prosecuting people, Christians and everything else, Muslims and all. They're always prosecuting people who are faking to be something. On American soil, it was hard to fake because if your skin was black, you weren't American. You had to be a slave because there were no black people in America. They had Native Americans here. Native Americans were here. And even many of those Native Americans became slaves. Even some of those Native Americans had slaves. So once you become a slave in a society and it becomes your identity based on your skin color and everything else, it's kind of hard to get out of that. The only reason why a lot of slaves from other nations, like Chinese slaves and Japanese slaves, once you're in your own identity, your own nation, in Africa, it's hard to know who in Africa was an African slave because everybody's black. Everybody's black. So it's hard to know if you were a slave or not, unless they know what tribe you came from, what hereditary line you came from, this and that. But in America, you just look at a person and they're black. And at that point, you say, how'd you get to this soil? You don't know if my ancestors came on this soil on a plane, a boat. You don't know how they came here, but you assume because I'm on American soil and I'm not a Native American, that I must be from slave descent. That's why America is so profound with slave. Any other country you go to, there's still Chinese people there. And there was a lot of Chinese slaves there. Do you know the difference? You don't know the difference. Germans, you don't know the difference. Ireland, you don't know the difference. Anywhere in Africa, you don't know the difference. In America, you see the difference because we shouldn't be here. I mean, we come from a whole nother fucking planet. I mean, continent. And we're over here and we're not of Native American descent. We're not of Mexican descent. Mexicans came up through the southern border. That border's always been like that. The Rio Grande has always been like that. Mexicans coming over here is nothing new. It's always been that way. We've been going back and forth for generations. It's always that way. The new shit is the fact that we got other people from other countries cutting up through there because they know that's a way through. So when we sit up there and we say, you know, it's different in America for slavery, you're right. Because in most societies, not only do the slaves look like the society that enslaved them, blacks and blacks, they look like the society that was. When they're involved in the government, you don't know which ones probably came from a slave race or whatever. In America, if you've got a black Republican, the first thing you think about, like I said, if you're a Democrat, the first thing you think about is, oh, slaves, masters. Yeah, you bound down to your masters. You this and that. But in Democrats, if you see a Democrat black person, it's almost like, yeah, you're a welcome Democrat because you're black and they're giving us the freedom to have power now. They're letting us, be over us, which in my opinion is racist. Because just because you're black don't mean you're automatically Democrat. You can't be born Democrat because you're a black person. Skin color should have nothing to do with your political affiliation. The moment you say skin color is based on your political affiliation, you've lost your fucking mind. Because you need a brain to understand politics. You need a brain to understand policy. Skin color does not determine your understanding or comprehension of a policy. If it does, you're really not involved in policy anyways. Your skin color gives you a hierarchy based on upper or lower. When you're a Republican, people say, oh, well, you're a Republican. Oh, well, shit, you must be one of them uppity N-words. You must be. It's like, what the fuck you mean? You must think you smart. Why should I be stupid? If I was Democrat, oh, you fit right in with us. You're Democrat, bro. Man, you're a really smart Democrat. It's like, the fuck? I'm smart no matter what I choose. It's just who I was born as. Oh, yeah, blacks were here well before slavery. Yep. Because, I mean, people traveled the planet a long time ago. People cut through. If you look at the Clovis people, look up Clovis people, Clovis. Clovis people were on American soil even before the Native Americans who you think you know what they look like. Clovis people were here way before that, way before that. So if you understand who the Clovis people are, they weren't of white descent. They weren't of any other descent. They were actually black migrants, people who were darker complected, melanin skinned migrants who migrated across the whole globe. They call them the Clovis people. It's history. Research it. So that lets you know America was never discovered. It was never discovered. There were already people. You can't discover my house. It's like if I'm in the bed sleep and you driving down the street, you say, oh shit, we just discovered a house. Motherfucker, I'm in a house sleep. You can't discover something that's already somebody already inhabits. I could see if it was something new that nobody knew about. Yeah, you discovered it. Maybe you discovered it for you, but you can't be called a discoverer just because you discovered somebody else's house. Somebody was already there already. It's like they were just fucking sleeping. Like America was already, there were paintings. And I mean, you got the same paintings inside of the pyramids you can find here in Arizona. So they let you know the people from over there were over here way before the fucking Mayflower showed up. I'm just saying, you can carbon date the shit if you want to, and you can't deny carbon dating. You can't say, oh yeah, well, I don't know how these paintings came in here. Motherfucker, they've been here for centuries, generations, way before everybody else showed up. The Clovis people, they migrated across the globe. They were every fucking where. They had kids. They had everything, man. I just sent you the email Uber sent Massachusetts drivers today. That's funny shit. Cool. I'm going to take a look at it. See, Africa is the motherland. We're all descendants of Africa. Especially to say the first person on this planet was black, and that's scientifically proven, then we're all from a singular descendant, like a singular genealogy. We're all from that singular genealogy. If they say, well, the first person on this planet was a black person, a woman they call Lucy, and all of our genealogy came from that single direct line, that means we just spidered out from there. And we're talking about tens of thousands of years, 100,000 years, 200 millions. And it's just radiating from that one singular individual. And we all became different just down the line. This is, man. See, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I know we said that shit yesterday. That's funny shit. That's funny shit right there. So don't forget the pyramid mounds of Illinois. Oh, yeah. And if you look at the History Channel, you got pyramid mounds on every continent down in South America. Here in North America, they got pyramids in Tennessee. They got pyramids in Illinois. They got pyramids out on the West Coast, out here. It's everywhere. I'm telling you, man, it's way different. Way different. This was that, shoot, wait a minute. Well, I'm pretty sure COVID killed 6 million. Yeah, and that's the thing. And the funny thing about COVID, you never saw 6 million people laying around outside on the ground. You never saw that. You saw 6 million across your TV screen, but probably about 5.9 million of those people were done in hospitals. So if everybody was down in hospitals, it kind of make you think that COVID killed everybody, or did hospitals kill everybody? I was like, I mean, death knows no destination. So how are people only dying in hospitals? If death knows no destination, death can strike you anywhere. Why is it such a coincidence that everybody only died in hospitals? Death knows no destination. It can't tell you, hey, you got COVID. Oh, shit, we're going to kill you in the hospital. If you had COVID, you should be dying at home. You should be down on the street. You should be down in your car while you're driving to work. Death knows no destination. But it's ironic how so many people died in one destination. Telling you, man, it's some shit. And like I said, even with the hearings that are coming out right now, everybody's talking about the hearings and everything else. Nobody really discusses that, because if we were to discuss that on this channel, we get COVID flags all over this channel, and we get caught. But yet it's actually on YouTube, and it's people actually speaking about it. And we say exactly what the experts are saying, like word for word what the experts are saying. We could say, and they would say, "You're misinformation. You got to go to the CDC or that." I am repeating word for word what the experts are saying, though. So why are you saying I have to go to this website when I'm saying word for word what the expert just said? Because they fear so much of us figuring out what exactly happened and talking about what happened. That's what they scared, man. That's what they scared. Oh, yeah, I got it in December 2019. December, yep. Oh, yeah, the treatment was worse than the disease because they had all those ventilators. And like I said, I got my Facebook page open now. You can go back 4 years. Yeah, probably about 4 years on my channel. And you can look up what I was saying was killing everybody. I had a whole news article talking about ventilators for killing people. And everybody was laughing at me. You're a conspiracy theorist. You stupid. You this and that. 2024. Scientists and doctors agree. Ventilators were killing everybody. Short bus. I said this shit 4 fucking years ago. You're a conspiracy theorist. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not an expert. You're an accountant. You need to stick to your, stay in your lane. Blah, blah, blah. If motherfuckers would listen to me 4 years ago, you would have been like, don't give me that fucking ventilator. I don't want to be on no ventilator. Don't do that. If you'd have listened to me 4 years ago, don't put my dad on the ventilator. Don't put my mom on the ventilator. Because in 2024, doctors and scientists are saying ventilators kill everybody. Well, Jeff was saying that shit back in 2020. Why ain't we just listen to Jeff? Because Jeff ain't know what the fuck he was talking about. Or maybe Jeff knew what the fuck he was talking about. One of the two. You got to, either I didn't know what I was talking about, and right now the scientists are lying, or I did know what I was talking about, and the scientists were lying. At some point, you got to come up with, hey, what the fuck was being said? What was being said? Try to tell people, man. Try to tell people. Time it's a hybrid. The battery is under the car. It's bullshit. What? What car is that? Let me see something. Wait, what are we talking about? Hybrid. Oh, yeah, the Moors. Yep, definitely the Moors. Yep. The Moors were all down south mainly. I mean, they were all like Florida, Louisiana. Yeah, the Moors were way down there. Yep. So, and that's good history. A lot of people don't read about the Moors. I mean, there's adults out there don't even know what are the Moors. I never heard of the Moors because you never learned it in American education because they have to rewrite history books. The history books were always written to give somebody the illusion of succeeding at something, of discovering something, of being amazing at something. And they left out the true credit for the people who really did this shit already. It's like, but people were already here. You couldn't discover a land that they're already, we discovered a new land, a land uninhabited, a land, motherfucking, all these native Indians like, excuse me, narrator to this fucking story. We're right here. We can hear you. Exactly. The Seminoles were Moors. Yep. We got a new land. Nobody's here except us. Can't believe it. This is going to be great for the new queen of England. Excuse me, you're standing in my yard. Oh, shit, somebody's here. Oh, we got to leave that part out of history. Yeah, leave that part out. Exactly. How correct are the history books? Man. And that's why they're upset about all the pyramids they find all over the country. I mean, all over the world. Because they're uncovering all these mounds of earth. So when you uncover these mounds of earth, they're finding actual structures under all the soil and under all the hills and all the dirt. They're finding actual structures that were built. They're excavating these structures and finding rooms in there. Rooms, pottery. They're finding tools, weapons. And people are like, when they're carbon dating them, this is before the hunter-gatherer era. We said the first part of intelligent human organization was the hunter-gatherer area. They said the hunter-gatherer area is where they started making weapons, where they started going out killing animals and finding out how to cook. And they always said in history books, the hunter-gatherer area was our initial era to show human intelligence. But they're uncovering all of these pyramids all over the world that are years, tens of thousands, 25, 50,000 years before the hunter-gatherer era even started. They're carbon dating all of this shit. So they got to rewrite the history books. And the one guy uncovering all of this shit, no scientists like him. Because all the scientists that were given credit for writing all of these books, for having all these opinions and all, it's nixing everything. Null and void. So we had a whole generation of people who were building underground caves, tunnels, weapons, defense systems, way before the hunter-gatherers. So we had intelligence way before that. And nobody knows who these people were. All they have is their houses, their buildings, their pyramids. There's no names, no written languages. They like, how did all this shit get here? Where did this all come from? We got to rewrite the history books. We got to find out who these people are. Like, man. Yeah. But that's what it is, man. That's what it is. But there's a lot of evidence suggesting that leaning towards COVID, SG, radiation, EMF, poison, very interesting stuff. Look it up. Oh, yeah. Why do you think they got the draft coming back out? Remember I told y'all, I said, a lot of military people didn't even want to go back to the military because they started saying, hey, you can come back to the military. We'll let you back in, because they kicked a lot of people out who wouldn't take the shot. And they was like, well, I'll just rather be discharged. I'm not taking that shot. I'll be discharged. So the people that did take the shot in the military, nobody's talking about it. They're not talking about how all these people got harmed. Not talking about it at all. Instead, they're saying our numbers are low. We need a new military. We're going to allow people to fight for their freedom in this country who happen to be illegals, who happen to be a ton of people just now showing up who happen to be military aged. You know who our new military is going to be already. A lot of people, they act like they don't know. We already know who our new military is going to be if things don't go a certain way. If we have another 4 years of Democratic rule in this country, we know our military is going to be comprised of people who don't even like Americans. How are you going to give people who don't like Americans access to our tanks, our weapons, our jets, our technology? How are you going to give all these people access to our defense systems and they don't like Americans? You're giving un-American people access to American defense on American soil against American people. They always said America's going to fall from within. If America falls from within, how is it going to be done? You start injecting military-age men. You say, hey, we're not getting enough military people because we have to reinitiate the draft. Not a lot of people are signing up for the draft. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to start allowing people to fight for their freedom. If you want to become an American, join our military today. We'll sign you up. They just found 8 terrorists. 8 terrorists on American soil, military age terrorists on American soil who are going to be given the opportunity to join our military, to give access to our defense systems, our weapons, our tanks. They just found 8 of them. 25, 30 million came over. You only think there's 8? This is what they're doing right now. When you see you don't see a bunch of, women and children. You might see a handful of women and children in this group. Most people you see coming over are people who have been instructed to come over. You want to go to military? Trust me. We got something coming up down the pipe for y'all. Go over there. You're going to be able to join the military. You're going to become an American citizen. We're going to give you weapons. We're going to give you training. There's a video going around showing a bunch of Chinese illegal immigrants that came over here. A bunch of them. And they were already doing military training with like rifles and semi-automatics in the desert somewhere. So how did people who showed up with backpacks and bottled water and flip-flops and shit all of a sudden get AR-15s and AKs and all this shit? Where'd that come from? Because there's already people here waiting on them. Come over. We're ready to train you. This is what we got going on American soil. Just get over here. Don't worry about nothing else. We got you. Even on the way over through the Darien Gap, there were hotels. And there's a video, I had it on my channel, showing all of the literature in the hotels were all written in Chinese. You're in the middle of South America. You're in the middle of South America. What are you doing walking into a hotel filled with Chinese writings everywhere? On the doors, the walls. These people don't have nothing but backpacks and bottled waters. Who set up these hotels? Think about it. Where'd all the money come from? All these hotels full of Chinese agents, Chinese people to speak with them, Chinese tour guides, Plus, you got all these people clear across the world. China is not close to South America. It's not. So you got all these people that somehow got there across the ocean, got there. And now they're all being housed and fed in the middle of a South American jungle in this nice ass hotel that's got Chinese writing everywhere. Once they come across the border, there you go. You don't see any of those Chinese in shelters. Nope. Because once they get across the border, they go to where they were instructed to go. They go to where they were instructed to go. They're over here for a reason. When people said, oh man, our AT&T sales are dropping. Oh man, our networks are dropping. Our T-Mobile networks are dropping. Everything's dropping. All this shit's dropping. What do you think that was all about? Where all this tech coming from? What did Trump say? China's trying to come over and they're going to destroy our tech. They're sending over fucking satellite balloons and all kind of crazy shit. Where do you think all of this stuff is going to lead to? And now we got the draft just mysteriously. 22 to 26-year-olds need to join the military. We need to sign you up. We got all these immigrants that we don't even know. We have no idea where these people are. So all of a sudden, we're going to see all these people in our military who just now got on our soil, and they're going to be given the opportunity to fight against Americans with American weapons and American tech to gain American freedom. Man, shit. It was like, he said, Trump probably hires illegals with no remorse. Probably. I'll probably hire illegals with no remorse too. Do you know that the people that came and cut my palm trees down, I never asked them for a green card or nothing like that? I never asked them. I did a video on it. I was in the bed sleep and I heard somebody cutting trees and palm trees down. And it was these Mexican dudes outside. And so I walked up to him and I told him, I said, hey, man, when you guys finish with their yard, can you do my yard too? And the dude was like, cool, like $200. I think I gave him like $250. I never asked him for documentation. I never did. I just saw somebody working hard as a motherfucker doing something I wasn't going to do. So, I mean, if you saying Trump hires illegals, motherfucker, I hire illegals probably because I never checked them. They were Hispanic people. They were working. They weren't trying to rob nothing. They wasn't doing shit. They just trying to make some money. I'm trying to get my trees cut. They said 200. I gave them 250. It was a fair deal. It's like, they got families at home to feed too. You don't see them walking around doing shit. It's like, hey, yeah. Hassan, but they're finding ways not to pay already. Yeah. The Chinese can't speak English, but they can fly a fighter jet. I know it. So when you eat the strawberries at the supermarket, you're helping illegals. I don't know who buys strawberries at the supermarket. I don't know. Well, you got to think about who's growing them strawberries at that. American farmers are going down right now. They're going down. We had green food stamp cards in the 70s. Exactly. Man, and the thing is, I don't mind paying anybody for a good job. I don't mind paying anybody. I don't like scammers. Like if I found out that Mexican people were, blocking everybody's cell phone from getting phone calls to help get palm trees cut, I'd be pissed off that they were blocking out the competition. But they don't. They just go around and they ask you, do you need some work done? And I'm like, that's the same shit I do as an American. Hey, man, you need a ride somewhere. It's the same shit it's fair competition. You need a ride somewhere. I give them a ride. What I don't like is people that's at the airport playing fucking dominoes and shit, blocking everybody's access from the queue because this is a scheme that they're running. I don't like that shit. I don't mind an illegal immigrant working. I don't mind an immigrant working. If an illegal immigrant came over here and wanted to work, said, hey, we want to come over here and work. Well, if you're going to do it, the least you can do is do it at a level of American standards. Don't settle for fucking pennies on a dollar because you don't know the value of a dollar. Do it at American standards. And if you don't do that, then you should at least be like, don't scam our systems to keep us out of the systems. It's like, no, don't do that shit. Don't keep us locked out of our own economy because you feel like running a scam on us. I don't like that shit. So all the airport illegals, I don't like them because they're locking out Americans out of a fair economy by doing illegal shit. And Uber and Lyft know what they're doing over there. So I don't know. Yeah, in my experience, the shenanigans going on with the airport out here is mostly to do with the Uber Black service. Well, out here, we have over 200 Uber X. And I'm telling you right now, there ain't no 200 fucking Uber X sitting in no parking lots nowhere. Trust me, not. And it'd be like 11 flights landing. You got 11 flights landing with 200 Uber X sitting there? Doubt it. Highly doubt it. It's like the Uber Black be like 25 to 35, which is probably not even that. But Uber X at 200 is nah. And you drive up to the lot, you might see like 60 cars there. You're like 200. Even if you saw 60 and you said that means 140 for the other two lots, there's no way you're fitting 70 and 70 in the other two lots. They're not that big. The one you're in with the 6 is like, no. You're not trying to play me like that. Like I'm gonna believe there's 200 cars between 3 lots when the main lot only got 60 and the other two can't hold 70 each. Ain't fucking happening. No, we're not that stupid. Like it's like the police, they really catch criminals. Most of the time they're sitting in the bush waiting to collect taxes. Yeah. I say there's a woman who sits in the break room and she has like 25 phones on the table, all Uber Black service, but that's just here. Oh yeah, we got that same shit here. And what they do is it's like they're working at call centers. When you have most call centers, even now in America, you call any call center, you're going to get somebody most likely with a foreign accent. These people use technology and they do a bunch of scamming. Like most scammers are going to have a fucking accent. They even tell you can look at all the YouTube videos of people scamming. They always call some scamming like database full of phones and shit. And it's always somebody from a foreign country doing it because they give you this, they know tech or they know, how to work shit better type of mentality. And you call them that, yes, we're going to fix your computer for you. This is open this box, close this box, shut this box. And they be talking real fast and shit. And you thinking, oh, this person's going to fix my computer. Really, they're adding a bot to your fucking computer so they can get access to all your shit. And that's why the scam people be like, if anybody ever sends you an email and they call you, they got a foreign accent and they want access to your computer, don't give them access to your computer. Because it's usually like, hey, download this app. Hey, the app's not working. Oh, let me get access to your phone. Let me get access to your computer. Let me see what's wrong. Why is it not working? Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Because it's a scammer. It's a hacker. And that's what they sit on phones and shit like that. And they like to play with people and mess with people's data, get access to your shit. Next thing you know, they're draining your bank account. They're moving shit around. Like, nah. Yeah, Cashier said they're doing the same thing in Vegas. You'll look online, see there's 16 to 20 X vehicles. Then an hour later, when the planes start coming, there's 110 to 125. They turn on all them fucking phones. That's what it is. Turn on the phones. They all turn the phones on quick as shit. But that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, well, we're at 3.5 hours on this live stream. I hope you guys are out there making some money today. It's about 11:50. I'm about to go in here, eat me some lunch. I got to go look at this truck real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look at this truck because I just wanted to get online real quick and go over this Massachusetts thing. And I'm glad everybody was like online with us today. We had a really good crowd today. But I'm going to go work on this truck. Probably go swimming for a little bit to cool off because it's about over 100 degrees outside right now easily. It's saying 95 over there. Saying 103 right here. So it was over 100 degrees. I'm about to go look at a truck and over 100 degrees right now. And I'm going to lay on this hot ass concrete. So I'm going to go take me my big blanket to lay my blanket on the ground so I don't get burned up by this concrete. I go check some shit out. Like I said, hopefully later today, I'll get online. Today's the 28th. We got soccer shit going on right here in Phoenix. So make sure you get out today and get some of this soccer money. If you could do private rides, please do private rides. Keep the money in our economy. I don't want, Uber and Lyft coming here, extracting all the money away from us, leaving us with nothing. Keep that money in our economy. Spend that money with local businesses here. The smaller the business, the better. Because if we lose our small businesses, we lose our communities. Real shit. If you can find any small business, go find you a hat shop. Go buy 2 hats from some dudes. Say, yeah, man, we don't get any business. Go buy 2 hats. Everybody go get them from some small shop, some fucker where. Don't do no big store. Do a small store. Help people out, man. He says, I'm making zero money. I'm spending money giving to these fucking people. Hey, Jamil, well, hey, I'm going to go after I finish this truck. If you're going to be out driving tonight, I got something to run with you because I just met somebody very important. And trust me when I tell you, brother, very important. And it made my heart jump because you know me, I'm an engineer at heart. But I met a group of some very intelligent engineers, very intelligent. They do They do work with like SpaceX. They do work with SpaceX, and these guys are pretty sharp. And they kind of talk to me about some shit, and I'm like, we don't drive Teslas, but we can help you out. So I'm gonna top it up with you, Jamil, man. They're already gonna contact me in a couple of weeks. Let me see. I actually got a text. Let me see something. Where is it at? Wait a minute. Here we go. We will be in, say, thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate it. We will be in touch this coming week. I got the text message from him. We will be in touch this coming week. Be ready, brother. And I already talked about you because I told him already. I said, well, sometimes I can't do rides. I said, but I got a buddy, Jamil. He's got a black Aviator. And we even saw an Aviator going down the highway. And I said, that one right there, that's what he's got right there. It was a white one. It was like, oh, that's nice. I said, yeah. I said, that's what he drives. I said, so if I can't do it, I got another car that's black. It's going to come pick you up. And they're like, all right, cool, no problem. They already shot me a text and they're going to get in touch. They want to use our black car service. Because like I said, man, if I can't be there to make the money, you got to be there to make the money. We got to keep this economy in Arizona, man. And I know we're going to be out there all over town, spread out everywhere. So I'm hoping that if we link up with them, dude, it's a wrap. We might get in deeper with some engineers and some aeronautics, space, not static people or whatever the fuck they do, man. We be pulling up every day, just taking them to different conventions, taking them to different events. They do a bunch of super engineering. Let's just say that they do super engineering. The shit you seeing going in and out of space and everything like that, that's the level they own. So they're going to be in touch with me later this week. And hopefully I can sit down with them and get something going. They do everything on Square. Everything's on Square. So I appreciate you, Jamil, for hooking me up with Square. They do everything on Square. And they're going to, when I talk to them, I'll let them know already that I work mainly airport down here, but you're pretty much all over town in the day and I'm all over town at night. So you may have to do all their day shit because I'm sleeping most of the days. And I'll pick up when you're done with them. I'll pick up after that. So we'll sit down and figure it out, brother. We'll sit down and figure it up, man. But these are some very intelligent people, man. And I can't wait till you meet them because you're going to be like, bro, I just made $500. It's like, shit, we got to keep them off the app. We got to keep them off the app. And that's what, hey, JD said, yo, I'm looking for a teammate like that in Boston. Man, if you in Boston, hit up my man JD. Hit him up. Because I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. If you don't have somebody in your region, I got Bighorn Kev, I got Eric Triple E, I got Ruben, we got Marcel, we got Jamil, we got Billy, we got DeAndre, we got Matt. Man, we got so many drivers out here. Like yesterday, Ruben hit me up. I was standing next to Jamil. Ruben hit me up, and me and Jamil was talking to him on the phone. And Ruben was like, hey, I need somebody in Fountain Hills. I need to do this because I got to go do this. And I told Ruben, I'm at the airport. I'll be near that area at that time, but I don't know. So we called Marcel. Marcel went and did it. He did the Fountain Hills run. So the ladies got taken care of yesterday. Marcel did it. We network like that. We network like crazy. We keep people off the apps at all costs. So I appreciate Ruben for hitting me up yesterday, but Ruben knew I had to pick up somebody at the airport and get them somewhere, and I wasn't going to be able to make it in time to where they needed to be. So Marcel picked up. Jamil was already on the other side of town. So Marcel went and picked the ladies up. He got them taken care of. So I was like, cool, man. We network like that. And one day I was driving, I had to call Steve Black Wolf. That's on the thing. So I called Steve Black Wolf, tried to set him up with a XL ride, but they need a little bit bigger car. But we do that to each other. So if you're in Boston, hey, hook up with JD. He wants to link up with people, man. There's no way we can all do every ride in this city. We have to pass rides off to other people. There's no way. You're not running my truck ragged like that. I'm not nervous. If I know if I'm cutting it too thin and I'm not going to get there, I already gave a message to Jamil already. Jamil, can you do me a favor? If you're going to be on this side of town, okay, let me see what I can do. We're always doing that to each other, man. We're always doing that to each other. So hook up with JD if you out there in Boston, man. You guys got to start linking up. Shit, we the 300. We ain't in competition with each other. We don't make enough money to be in competition with each other. We're in competition with the apps. The apps are taking all this money out of our economy. The most we can do is stand up for each other, help each other out, make sure we keep these riders away from being ripped off by these apps. We keep the money. We keep it. We pass it around our circle. And like I said, I'm going to go work on this truck real quick. When I finish with the truck and everything, I'm going to figure out my day. I want to get started on this soccer shit tonight. Man, it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys out there making money today. Thank you guys for rocking with me on this live stream. Man, 3.5 hours. I only wanted to be online for about an hour and a half. So this is 2 hours longer than I wanted to be on. But we have a good time, man. We have a good chat. And I know I got to get out and get shit done. So let me go out, get some shit done. You guys make some money out there today. Everybody, your homework today is convert. Your homework today, go to an apartment complex, create you a flyer. Even if you got to go to Kinko's or some shit like that, create you a flyer and go out there. I want to use your pool, man, for real. I just threw chlorine in it this morning. Create you a flyer, get you some business cards, make you something to put in the laundry rooms and the mail room of these apartment complexes, because there's people who are looking for rides and they don't want to use Uber and Lyft. They get caught up in surges sometimes. They get caught in a surge and they're like, oh shit. So make sure on your flyer you put never charges a surge, something. Because people are getting sick of the surge charges. They're getting sick of waiting 30 minutes to an hour just to get out of somewhere because they got to pay this big ass surge. And the surge don't even come to us as drivers. It goes to the apps. So we'll get $3, $4 out of the surge. So we ain't really getting shit. When you can double the rate and tell somebody $35, ooh, $35 is much better than the fucking $55 they trying to charge me. Man, I'll pay you $35. Yeah, because they're only trying to pay me $19. Damn, man, please come get me. Go out there, put your flyers up. All right, Santa Bear, peace. And you got to do that, man. Put your flyers up. Get your business cards out there. Get something done. And this is how we're going to make moves to get our communities back, man. Shout out to Massachusetts for doing what it needs to be done. Glad you guys put into the stipulation that Uber and Lyft cannot do any lobbying against drivers no more, because that's all it is, lobbying against drivers. And if you read that article, it even talks about how they're creating new laws to make sure that the apps stay lucrative and the drivers don't stay lucrative, creating new laws. So I'm like, man, these people, they doing anything they can do to knock us. Anything they can do to knock us. So we got to knock them back. Do your homework. Convert a ride or two. You never know till you try. A lot of people scared. I don't know what to say. Trust me, you will know what to say when it's time. You will get that vibe. Hey, man, they only giving me $13 for this ride, dude. Usually I do this ride for $20. Apps ain't paying us no more. They're taking a lot of money because they paying off all these lawsuits, man. It's like, dude, they give me 13. I'll do it for 20 though. I'll cancel this and do it for 20 for you. All right, that's fine. I'll do it for 20. That's fine. Fuck around, give you 25. You never know. You got to do it, man. You got to do it. There, Melly Mel. Says, hey, hit me up. You driving to San Antonio. And he's down there. He's down there. See, who has examples of flyers I can use? JD said, who has examples of flyers? Man, just make those flyers based on your energy, man. When I make my cards, I make anything, I make it based on energy. And make sure you don't say ride share. Make sure you say ride service. Ride service is what you're doing. You are doing a service. Make sure you put ride service. You're helping people with groceries. You're helping people with suitcases. You're helping open doors. You're laughing with the kids in the driveway and shit, laughing and shit, cracking up. You're doing a ride service. You ain't doing ride share. We just drive around, sit in the seat, get in, get it, pop the trunk, man. Fuck that. You're doing a ride service. And this is what differentiates us from ride share. We're going to go out and get this money, man. Yeah. Because Sheldon said that I asked how much they're paying and asked them to pay me instead of the apps. That's how you got to do it. You got to do it. Because we ain't getting no payment out of this. We ain't getting no money out of this. And if you, like I said, everybody need to download Square. Square is going to take like 1 or 2%, but it's better than taking 50%. The apps are taking 50% to process that ride. They're taking 50% of your money to process that ride. 50%. I'd rather pay Square 1 or 2%. I got Square on the back of my truck, letting motherfuckers know if you got a business account, totally cool. I use Square. We can do it on a business account, man. But we're about to go into 4 hours if I don't end this live stream. Appreciate you guys. I got to go make some phone calls, get this truck taken care of. It is probably 105 degrees by now, but much love and respect. All you guys for the super chats. Time to wake up. Hey, love you, brother. Be safe out there in Colorado. When I get out that way, we definitely have to chop it up, man. We have to do a live stream in Colorado live. So I'll fuck with y'all later on, man. We're gonna go out there and get this money.